So chat, if you've never played this game before, or you don't know anything about it, this is Kerbal Space Program. This is one of the best rocket and space simulators out there. I don't know about space simulator, but it's one of the best rocket building simulators out there. You run a space program with these little guys, which are called Kerbals, and but the physics are very realistic. It's like really realistic physics, but the styling is kind of goofy. I like it. I said another failed launch, still save Kerman though. Okay, I will Kerman. Who? Like Jeb? You save Jeb? Don't call him Kerman. His name's Jeb. Is it worth buying the Mercedes package, SnowRunner? I don't know. Haven't tried it yet. Okay, give me 1 second. We need, first of all, I need to go. Don't worry. Give it 1 second. Yeah, it's 720p. Let's go all the way up. All the way up. Apply. Okay, we're a little bit bigger. Hold on. Stand by. Can we just go full screen? Oh, we're gonna frame limit this to 60 FPS. Gonna full screen it. Okay, that looks good. There we go. And then audio. I'm kind of vibing with the music, I'm not gonna lie. I throw it down. Okay, we got a little bit of music. Okay. You're so bad at this game? No, I got you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you to play. I will talk through everything as I do it. And we're starting from scratch. We're starting from scratch. So don't worry. If you don't know anything about this game, or you've ever tried it and it seems really overwhelming, you're not going to be left out. I got you. Okay. Having issues trying to land on the moon. I keep blowing up. Oh, you're already making it quite far then, if that's the case. Okay. Let's do, I don't really like doing missions for money, and it also slows us down quite a bit. So we're going to do a science save. I'm going to call it Sparks and Chat Science, because we actually get to progress a little bit further. The only difference between science and career is in career mode, you have to worry about money as well. In science mode, you do not. So you progress a little further. It's kind of like Farm Sim, where you'll have to do a lot of missions if that's what you want to do. Okay, we're gonna do the default. Actually, I'll use the NASA one. NASA one is sick. And then difficulty options. I am not gonna allow reverting flights. I'm not gonna allow quick loading. I'm gonna have missing crews permanently die. I'm gonna put this in like low-key hardcore mode. I'm not gonna turn on indestructible facilities. Allow other launch sites. Yes, I am going to enable comm network. If you turn this on, you have to launch communication satellites in the process, which is nice. Science rewards. And we're just going to bump this up to 120. We'll go 100. We'll go 100. I'm just trying to think about like pacing. And then all this seems good. Require signal for control. We are going to require signal for control because that makes stuff difficult. We won't do plasma blackout though. And enable extra ground stations. Yes, I think we're going to keep that. Okay, awesome. Here we go. Yes, KSP is dead. This is Kerbal Space Program 1. KSP is not worth your time. Okay, is that really loud? Maybe that's okay. All right. So first thing we have to do. So don't worry about what most of these buildings do for now. The most important one is this big one here, the vehicle assembly building. This is where you're going to build your rockets, and this is where you're going to launch them. So we're going to start with that. We're going to build our first rocket, and I will have to turn off this chat. All right. Now we don't have probes right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to launch what we can right now to collect some science. So super basically, what you need is this, which is the capsule. This is where your Kerbal, your pilot's going to go. This is a solid fuel booster. Once this is spent, it is empty. I don't think we start with much at all. We probably start with... Oh, we start with fins. Fins are important for aerodynamics, just like that. Oh, they're a little off-centered, though. Oh, there we go. The fins are important. And then we need, this is for science, this mystery goo container. I usually do 2 of them like this on the sides of the capsule to start. And then a parachute. And this parachute should hold all of this. So this is the first kind of thing you'll start with. This will not get to space. This will not go to space, I promise you. It's just gonna go like 100 feet in the air. But that's okay, that's how we're starting. And then which poor Kerbal are we putting in here? Jebediah Kerman. Jeb is the, like, OG Kerbal. Don't let him die. He's the guy, dude. He's the dude. Okay. And then down here, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you should be able to see this on Twitch. You can see this for sure. But down here at the bottom right, this is your staging. Every time you press the space bar, it'll go to the next stage. So in this stage, in stage 1, it will fire this rocket. And then in stage 2, it will deploy this parachute. That's all we need for now. Okay. Let's call it, what's a cool name for a rocket? Chat, what do you want to call the rocket? Everyone always kills Jeb? Not me, dude. What the heck? My Jeb is on Mars in my main save right now. What are you talking about? You kill him. Make it pointy to make it scary? That's as scary as it gets, okay? That's as scary as it gets. Sparks' rocket, Petunia 1. Okay, I like Petunia 1. Petunia 1. All right. Here we go. Artist 3, Artemis 3. That seems disrespectful, you know? Okay, so here we are on the pad. Now, really not a lot you have to do here. One thing I would recommend is turning on SAS and RCS. This rocket doesn't have an RCS system, but that just helps you control the rocket when you have RCS. SAS allows the pilot to maintain the direction of the rocket. So if you try and fly without SAS, your full manual, it's really difficult. SAS will actually allow your pilot to help you out a little bit. So the first thing we do in a science save is, this is how you get science. You right click on this and we're gonna go crew report. It's gonna give us 1.5 science. We're gonna keep the experiment. We're gonna do the same thing for the mystery goo. We're gonna keep the experiment. We're gonna EVA this guy. We're going to do an EVA report, keep the experiment, and then we're going to take a surface sample from the launch pad, and we're going to keep the experiment. And then we're going to have him get back in. And then we're actually going to recover this because that was our full first flight. Our full flight, first flight, doesn't involve any flying. That's just a way to collect some easy science. So then we go to R&D, and now we can spend our science points, because we got 15, on some slightly better pieces of equipment. I'm going to go engineering because it lets us get more science. And then I'm going to go basic rocketry because it's the only other thing that I can afford at the moment. Okay. Now we'll do it again. Wait, what? I'm confused. That's okay. I'll show you again. So I'm still gonna launch this because we built it. We had fun building it. We're still gonna launch it. So we're gonna see what happens. Will you stream the Artemis 2 landing? No, but I will raid over to NASA for that. Okay. So now we're back on the pad. SAS on, RCS on. Basically, the ways you get science is you have your crew make a report. You use these mystery goo things that will help you get science. And then you'll get some other science things like thermometers and seismometers and stuff like that. You can use those for science as well. I'll continue talking through what I do. EVAing like this, extravehicular activity, is where the astronaut goes outside the rocket. They can do another crew report and they can take a sample of the surface. But every area in this entire planet can be done once for each activity. So a goo thing needs to happen in every area of this planet, or it can happen. You don't need to, but can happen anywhere on this planet. A surface sample. We could do a surface sample for the pad. We could do a surface sample for that field over there, and that would give us more science. Later on, we could actually do it from the buildings, but I don't mess around with that until we have drivable, machines. But for now, we're gonna want to do it right after they take off. We're gonna aim for the water over there, just in case we can land a little harder. We'll take surface samples from there of the water, and we'll get more like that. Okay, so we're gonna turn our SAS on, and we're gonna launch it. And we're not gonna go very far. We only have 723, basically meters per second of delta velocity. So it's not really, we're not gonna get much out of this. Halfway burned. Just about burnt out, and we're burnt. Okay. Now, open up our fuel here. And then I want... That'll be okay. I think that'll be okay. So we're going to go. We're going to hit a max height of 11,000 meters. We got pretty high up. We're 11 kilometers up, which is pretty good. And then when we're up here, we're going to take a crew report. While flying over Kerbin Shores, so 3.5 science, we're going to do a mystery goo here. I would do an EVA, but it's risky because we're still in atmosphere. So chances are if I tried to EVA right now, Jeb would not be able to hold on to the ladder. So we're not going to risk that. We are going to save a crew report and stuff for when we come back down. So now we're coming back down. And unfortunately, I think we're going to tumble a little bit because I don't think we've got any control surfaces. So we're going to go straight down, which is a little scary. Picking up a lot of speed, and I'm going to point a little to an edge so we bleed a little bit of speed here. How do I go back to the ship? B for board. Gonna hold it like that. We are burning battery to do that, but that's okay. And then we're gonna pop our chute. Gonna start slowing us down, but it won't fully deploy. And we're gonna remove the SAS, and we're just gonna let the rocket handle itself for a second. Chute should deploy at 500. There we go. Chute's fully deployed. We're gonna slow down a bunch. And that'll bring us down to about 7 meters per second, which is pretty fast. It's still like 40 kilometers an hour. It's still really hard to hit the water at that speed. And we're just going to speed up time a little bit to go down faster. We just have to make sure that we stop doing that before we touch the water. And there we go. First flight is successful. So now that we're here, we're just going to roll over like this. So we're up. We're going to EVA Jeb, and he's going to take an EVA report from the water. Oh, he's actually from the shores, which is awesome. He's going to take a surface sample, which is great. And then we'll have him get back in. And we'll use one of our other science things there, too. And there you go. That's the basic for every flight you ever do. That is the basic general idea of what you want to do. Launch, get your science, make sure your astronaut survives. And then if you landed somewhere new, try and get science from there, too. But that doesn't always work. And just because of Artemis 2. Yes. Okay, and then we're going to recover, and we're going to go spend our science points.
Teddy
now, if we were playing regular career, we'd have to worry about money as well.
Months.
But we're not doing that at the moment. We can do that in the future if we wanted to.
Until Splashdown. Watched every broadcast they did from space. Was a cool
mission. Oh my god,
mission.
Teddy. It was a cool mission. Well, Teddy, welcome to Kerbal Space Program with me. Thank you for the tier 1 sub for 21 months, but 29 months. Holy crap, Teddy. Yeah, we're going to raid over to NASA here by the end of our stream as well. And go watch the touchdown. So now we have 40 science points. Now, a few things we struggled with in that one. We struggled with controlling the machine. We kind of just had to thug it out for a lot of that. So we are going to want some more control surfaces from stability. And then we are going to want some survivability stuff. So this gives us new parachutes. It gives us ways to manage our heat. And it also gives us an ablation shield, a heat shield, which basically means as the air rushes over the rocket, it creates so much friction, it heats up. We want that heat shield to be the brunt of that because it's going to soak up a lot of that heat. So we're going to buy that as well. Okay, now let's build a new rocket with what we have. We're going to open this up completely and we're going to start again. So now we want to build a better rocket that's going to go further and higher than the one we just built. So the thing we do know that we need is we know we're going to need more mystery goo. We know we're going to need more mystery goo. So I put 2 of those on. We know we're going to need a barometer. And we should do 2 barometers. Because we need one for the pad, which we'll go get first. But then we need one from as high up as we can, and then one after we land. Same with thermometers. These are also science devices. Like that. Okay. And then I don't think we need the Communitron just yet because we don't need to broadcast our science. It's totally fine. We'll What else can we do? The camera on TikTok's very glitchy. Yeah, it's given up on me for today, I think. We streamed longer than usual, so the camera's not having it. Oh, it's just like giving up on us. Okay, if you're on TikTok, come over to Twitch. The Twitch is in my bio. We're also going to raid NASA over here soon. So come over and join us on Twitch, because I think my camera has given up for the day. It's in my bio. Go to the link in my bio. Okay, good enough. All right, so now we need parachutes. So that parachute, that same type of parachute that we used before, is going to be good enough. But keep us going. However, we're going to be falling kind of fast now. So we may want these drogue chutes. And these are designed to help us slow down faster. So we're not hitting the water at insane speeds. So we could do like 3 of those drogues and then 1 major parachute on there. And that should keep us in good shape based on how heavy this is going to be. The heavier you go, the more parachutes you need, obviously. Okay, and then a heat shield. I'm just going to stick that right on the bottom. Just like that. And so now, as our capsule falls back to Earth, the heat shield will cover us. Now, I don't know if we have we do, a decoupler. And we got a big decoupler. Okay. So we're building, this is the last thing that's going to fall to Earth. So we want to make sure it has parachutes. The crew's going to be safe. It's got an ablator shield right here. And it's got all of our science, all self-contained. This decoupler is going to let us disconnect from the rest of the rocket. So ditch the rest of the rocket so that we could go as far as possible, and we're not trying to land with all this unnecessary weight. And CKaos, thank you for that follow on Twitch. So that's going to let us disconnect from everything we now put on the rest of the rocket. We also now have liquid fuel tanks. So the main part of our rocket is going to be liquid fuel like this. And I don't think this will get us to orbit. That's pretty good. Get some arrow on here. We can't really control that. We will do basic fins. And then how big of a booster do we have? We got these little guys right here. This isn't going to get us to orbit, but I don't think we need to get to orbit yet. I think it's a little too risky to try and go for orbit now. So we won't do that. Deadshot, thanks for that follow as well. It's going to go boom. It's not going to go boom. These are radial decouplers. So this will allow us to eject stuff off the side. So this ejector ejects this part like this, and boom, it's gone. These ones on the side are going to let us eject stuff radially outward. So we're going to do these hammer solid boosters. We could also do liquid fuel for that. Just going to make sure that connection is good. But that's okay. And then we're going to put a nose cone on each of those, and then we're going to put a fin on each of those. Those fins are way too big for the size of this rocket. How do you place multiple at once? Oh, this little button right here, this symmetry button in the bottom left will do it. That's probably okay. The problem is I don't know if we've got the control. So like we don't really have a lot of ways of controlling this, especially in atmosphere. This capsule right here has something called reaction wheels, which is like a gyroscope, which lets us control the angle, but it really only works super well in zero gravity. I think this rocket might just kind of go where it wants to go because we don't have a lot of ways of controlling it. So we're going to launch straight up. Typically, we wouldn't launch straight up, but because we don't have good ways of controlling ourselves, if we start to tilt too far, we have no way to recover it. And so it's going to cause us to explode potentially. So we're not going to subject Jeb to that. We're going to launch up. This is Petunia 2. All right. And then we will just test our stages. So this all looks good. Our stages are, we actually want to launch all of these at once. So, oh, does this gimbal? Does gimbal. Okay, we actually do have a way of controlling ourselves, but only when the gas is going. So this can tilt, which is good. That gives us a little more control. I might actually tilt a little bit up because that will allow us to control the rocket. The reason we're going to start the boosters and the main rocket at the same time is for that gimbal. Because if we just start the boosters and don't fire the main engines, we don't really have a way to control it. So we're going to take advantage of that gimbal. Those are all going to fire. Then we're going to, stage 2, we're going to drop our tanks on the outside. Stage 3, we're going to launch, or we're going to drop for the rest of this. And then we actually want our drogue chutes to go before our main chutes. So we will, We'll put those on their own stage. Okay. So you're putting Jeb's life at risk. Yeah, we're putting Jeb's life at risk. Absolutely. The goal is to get as high as possible at this stage. The goal is to get as high as possible so we can collect as much science as we possibly can. Now, I am going to do something a little bit funny with this real quick. I'm going to put it on the pad. And I'm just going to pull the pad data for those new pieces of science that we put on there. So I don't have barometer data. So we're going to get pressure data and we are going to get temperature data. And then we're just going to pull it back real quick. A little bit of extra science. We're kind of min-maxing our science here. You want to see it explode? My rockets don't explode. Okay. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes they explode. And that should be good. I think the only thing I want to do is I want to take this rocket and I want to put it a little further down. There we go. And that all looks good. Okay, so you can see that this got significantly more complex than our last rocket already, but we'll see if it blows up. We will see if it blows up. I sure hope not. Sorry, I'm just turning off TikTok because my camera fully gave up over there. Okay, it will, it won't. Okay, SAS on, RCS on, and then we're gonna have the throttle, because these, we can't throttle these up and down. These just go full bore until they run out of fuel and then they're done. This, however, we have control over the throttle. To start, we're gonna go full throttle so we get our maximum gimbal support. And then we'll throttle down as we get higher up potentially. Probably not on this run. We could probably go full throttle for this, and we'll see what happens. Okay, don't kill Jeb. I won't kill Jeb, but I also don't really have a good way to eject him at this point. I can spam my stages to eject him, but that's the best we could do. All right, let's do it. We're gonna tilt a little bit this way. Rely on that gimbal a little bit. Yeah, we're spinning more than I want to spin, but I just don't have a way to help. A little bit of a tilt, but I'm just going to let it go where it goes now. I'm going to back off of liquid fuel. Throttle down, so we're going way too fast. Ooh, we're going way too fast. Drop our tanks. That was scary, but we're still good. And we are going up to 120,000 meters. So that's way too high for this stage. But that's okay. We should get some nice zero-G data at least. Okay, we're gonna turn our engine off, and now we're almost in space. Give it 1 second. Almost there. And boom, we are officially in space. We are out of the atmosphere entirely. So we can let's start getting some data. So we're gonna grab crew report. Actually, I'm going to save crew report for a little later. I know there's other ways to do it, but that's fine. We're going to get barometer, log pressure data. Space near Kerbin. Same with temperature. Okay, and then we're also going to get an EVA report up here. Just above Kerbin's water. Yeah, that's okay. Keep experiment. And there's nothing to sample. We can't get a ground sample because we're in space, obviously. Okay. Get a little further up. So this is us right here. The blue is our trajectory. The light blue is where we've been. The dark blue is our estimated trajectory. Am I pushing it on power? No, we're good on power. Oh, I just don't have a lot of control here. Oh yeah, I do. No, we're good. Can you only go to the moon or other planets possible? Any of the planets in the solar system. So like we could go, there's the moon. They actually added a second moon called Minmus, which is fictional, but it's there. All of these unknown objects are probably asteroids. We can go there. And then, of course, any of these planets as well we could go to. That's the sun in the middle, obviously. And these represent, like, some of them are planets similar to real life, like Duna is Mars. Some of them are totally made up, like Jool is mostly made up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. We're going to fire the rest of our liquid fuel to get a little further out. So that's going to send us, oh my God, we got to zoom in a bunch. That's going to send us further this way so we can get further away from the airfield. And then we got to be kind of careful. If we eject, because we're going to give up all this stuff. We're going to eject this. It'll come crashing down to the planet, but we don't want anything to do with it. But if we do this wrong, we are going to, it's going to hit us. So there's a ridiculous little trick here. They probably wouldn't do this in real life unless it was some insane emergency, but we're going to spin to basically launch it off in another direction. So what I'll do is I'll use our reaction wheels to spin us really quick. So this will launch it further away from us. And I need to launch it sideways. There. And so we just use that force to launch it outwards from us. So now it shouldn't hit us. They probably wouldn't do that in real life. There's actually these other little boosters that you can, separation boosters that you can get to do stuff like that in a more legit way. But that's the trailer park way of getting rid of the boosters, basically. All right, so now I'm sure that's exactly what they do. I think that would be absolutely sickening, but I love it. Let's get a little more data from up here. Now we're way in space. We can get that for the first time. Is this new? In space near Kerbin? Not really. So that will save until we land. Let's reset those experiments. Okay. So now we're letting Jeb take control of the rocket. He's going to keep this heat shield pointed as towards the atmosphere as possible, basically. It is going to use a little electric charge, but we should be okay. Space littering? No, that'll come back down to the planet. Still, at this stage, space littering is a concern later in this game, but at this exact moment, that will come back down. And sometimes I even put a little controller in the stuff so I can deorbit it in the process, but that's like way later. That's okay. All right, so we're going to skip some time. You got to be careful because skipping the time does something weird with the physics. We're going to go faster, but like anytime you're interacting with physics, especially the atmosphere, you should probably slow it down to 1 times. And then of course, when you hit the ground, that's also a problem. Okay. So now the air is creating a lot of friction. We may have to rotate in order to protect some of these sensors and stuff like that. Go to like there. We got plenty of shielding, so we should be okay. No problem. No problem. We're going more than slow enough. We used 0.5% of our total heat shield capacity. Okay, then we use our drogue chutes to start slowing ourselves down. That was our booster somewhere else hitting the water at some point. We actually heard it from here. So the drogue chutes will help us slow us down to a speed where our primary chute is actually able to catch us. This is a little overkill, honestly, for the size of this. I just like using the 3 parachutes because it looks like when NASA does it. So I think that's sick. But that you'd actually typically do that for a larger capsule. This is a little 1-man capsule. So these chutes are a little on the overkill size. But it looks sick, and that's the most important part. Now, I can't see my... There are stats that I want. That's what I want. I want those stats right there. Okay, perfect. Good thing there aren't any sheep in space. Good thing. Okay, now we'll deploy our main chute. And then we will cut those drogues. So we're going to let these go. Oh, if there's a hotkey for that. That'd be a sick hotkey. Okay. And then we can rely on main chute all the way down. So you can see main chute is like way bigger. Gets us down to like 6 meters per second. And there we go, into the water. Okay. Now we're pretty far from the space center. So I think we could get a unique EVA. I think we could get a unique surface sample. Yep. 12 science. That's big, dude. Which means these will be unique. 4 science, and same with temperature and barometer. That'll all be unique. And then we recover. And then boom. The drogues were fine. What do you mean? You can leave them. You can leave them up. I just cut them. 86 science from that one launch. So we're progressing pretty quick. 86 science. So I like to invest in the science stuff early. So I think I'm going to get this basic science pack. It also gives us a battery, which is kind of nice. And then I also like flight control pretty early, but we don't have enough points for it. I'm just trying to think if we could get some points for it. Like if we launch a tiny little rocket, I'm going to launch a little science rocket. Do you know what? If we just go like this, I'm just going to launch this in a random direction and see if I can get a little more science before doing another big mission. So we're literally just going to... This is when I start killing astronauts. If I do, is when I get all willy-nilly like this, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to launch in that direction and hopefully we don't hit the science center because I need a little more science. May actually let us get to 45 degrees. There's another sheep joke in there, but I don't let it go this time. About me hitting sheep? You guys are the worst. Apoapsis. Whoa. 24 kilometers? Okay, that's fine. And then now this one, I like doing this way. If I do these like in atmosphere ones, because we're not even going to leave the atmosphere fully. Oh my God, are we going to get to the mountains? That'd be sick. Nah, not quite. Probably not. Too much drag. We're going to try and spin. So I'm going to let this go. Ah, that's bad. That if it goes behind you, that's bad. Because now it's got to come back. I'm gonna let it get as far away as possible. Oh God, this was a bad idea. I did that really poorly. I should just waited. Okay, I think it's taking a different path. Yeah, it's falling faster than us, and I think it's gonna miss. I'm gonna force it to miss by slowing us down. Just in case it's on a similar path, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, there it goes. We're safe. I mean, technically, I've had it where it explodes below us and sends a part flying into us, but hopefully that's okay. Got a ways to go. It's gonna have to go 8 kilometers down. We still got plenty of time. NASA just went live? Nice. Okay. Marks, I'm finally understanding this game. That's it. That's all it took was just that. I think we're far enough away that I'm not too worried about that. It's just PC only. Yeah, it'd be a really hard game to play on. Oh, there it goes. Be a really hard game to play on console with controller, I think. Okay. I'm going to deploy chutes early. We're going to get a crew report. And we're going to get a mystery goo from here. While we're in the air, the rest will just get on the ground. And then I'm going to risk it for Jeb. Jeb does have a parachute, so I'm not too worried. EVA report. Just because it's easy to get a little report from there. Okay. Then we'll get back down to the ground. And let's go terrain height, not water height. It's on Xbox? What? No, it's not. How would you play this on console? Is Jeb Canadian like you? Absolutely he is. Absolutely. Pick up those drogues. Help us fall a little bit faster again. I'm sure you can hotkey that. I'm pretty sure you can hotkey just about anything, but I've also been kind of bad. I haven't been putting in a panic button. And so that it doesn't do anything if I press panic button right now, but that's okay. I'm not worried. Should I do keep experiment or the other option? Keep experiment. There is an exception to that later on, and I will show you that. But for now, just keep experiment. Ooh, that's hard for ground. That's a little hard to hit the ground. You wouldn't want to hit it any harder than that. But it's not a big deal. These capsules are pretty beefy. I can't remember the highest impact they can do, but it's like 30 meters per second. It's hard. Log pressure. Oh, the other side. Get pressure data out here. We will get temperature data, and then we'll do an EVA report. Well, it may try and overwrite our other one. And surface sample. I already have a surface sample? From where? Okay, we'll take... Oh, I already did that. EVA report. Oh, no, it's cool with that. Okay, awesome. And then that'll give us a little extra science. Okay. Now we've got a decent amount of science. I don't know if we'll be able to launch like an orbital mission yet, but we're going to try 87 science from that one. That's wicked. Oops, not there. I don't want to go there. Who are we unaliving? Nobody. Flight control would be real nice. I'd be a lot more confident with flight control. We're going to start with that. And then we have 42 science still. So we're going to dump that into general rocketry. And we got 22 science left. Okay, that's good. Now, let's build something that'll get to space. Or, chat, what do you want to do? Do you want to get to space? Or should we, like, try and go somewhere else on the map? Like, do you want to keep trying to get stuff from the planet? Really go more than that, but like if we could go to the desert, for example, we could get information for the desert. Oh, you can spawn at these alternate airfields, by the way, and just collect data from them if you want to. We could get to the pole. NASA usually has their chat and emote only. Yeah, ice samples. So that's a good point. The North and South Pole are really good places to go. What I like to do is actually launch a more significant mission over there. And actually put like data things down that'll collect data over time. But I think we do that. Is that what we do? I think the orbit would be sick. How much time do we have? I'm gonna show you guys how to get the orbit. We're gonna start with orbit because you're gonna need this information if you're playing this game. And then if we have time, we'll go to a poll. All right. So I like this top part. This is enough science for anything we're going to do. We can just keep switching out the bottom now. So what we're going to do, fuel tanks. We got slightly bigger fuel tanks, which is good. Wipe that out. Hold on. Okay. Now there's 2 liquid fuel engines in here. One gives you more control and is more efficient in a vacuum. The other is a little bit better for on the ground here. So swivel, we're going to use this for a late stage engine because we're going to be in a vacuum. And this engine is a little more efficient in the vacuum. It's not the most efficient engine, but it's the most efficient one we have for vacuum. Okay. I hope we have the controls for this. Now I'm starting to think we might explode, but don't know if we're getting to orbit on this. Put a reliant on here. So now we're getting to big rocket territory. I like these controllable winglets. Oh, dude. Because these are big, right? Yeah. So I like these for up top. Because those can be controlled. And then these for below. They can also be controlled. They've got ailerons, but... Okay. Put 3 radial engines on there like boosters. Oh god, this may make us explode. So we just need to manage the heat really well from this because this is going to get hot real fast. This might be a bad idea. Let's just do bad ideas for a minute. Shouldn't need the upper ones since you're in a vacuum. Shouldn't need the upper ones. It's going to help us control while we're on the ground, but you are correct. It's not going to be important for up there. I just like putting them up top, kind of like a missile. You know how a missile has front fins and back fins? It's a little bit overkill, but I do like the controls that it gives me. But you're right. It doesn't matter later on. It's kind of extra weight, probably, but I don't know. It feels extra safe to me. We're going to need radiators, so we're going to put 3 radiators. Ooh, we may be able to drop these with the rest. I'm going to put the radiators up here. Nah, we'll keep the weight. It's okay. It's extra weight, but that's okay. We're not looking to min-max this, you know? Do we have one of those science kits yet? Experiment storage unit. These are great. We also, I just realized we do need to change this a touch. We've got this Science Junior, which I absolutely love. And then we stick that back on there. So that's basically what's coming down to Earth. I want one of these experiment storage things, but I have to make it really heavy to do that. I think we can hold off on experiment storage. We don't really need it for now anyways, because we're not doing anything that crazy. Wow, that's not lined up well at all. That's better. More fins. I like fins. What can I say? My rockets have too many fins all the time. Don't think we need comms. We'll be okay. We will be landing in the water. Yeah, we will be landing in the water. Oh, I want this reaction wheel in there. This one's tiny, right? Boom. That's gonna help. I think she'll be good. Yeah, we don't need the legs. We'll be landing in the water. I won't need a battery. I can survive on the battery that I've got. Well, that reaction wheel will use a lot, won't it? Why don't we tuck a couple of batteries underneath these? Oh, actually, we should put them on top because these are more aerodynamic than the batteries. Coming down the other way. Put a couple batteries in there. Why not? More unneeded weight. Okay. Put this in there. Drop the boosters. Cut the main stage. Fire this rocket. Cut. And then just fix the parachutes. Okay. Opportunity 3. Is gonna explode. I'm really worried about these boosters. I want to add... I don't think these radiator panels are going to be enough. I'm not going to call it meat rocket. That's insane. I don't think these radiators are going to be enough. I'm going to add a little bit more at the risk of adding even more unnecessary weight. We're just going to add a little bit more there. Because I don't want this to explode. These boosters on something this light might be problematic. And I still didn't set the panic button, did I? That's fine. Okay. SAS on. Fuel. I want maneuver. And then, yeah, that'll be fine. We'll go till round. I don't think there's anything else we could do to help this. I think it's just going to be what it is. Let's do it. Throttle all the way up. Where are we going? I don't think this will get to orbit, but... Well... We got a lot of Delta V here. We might. You can see, like, these help us at this stage. That's me wiggling that fin there. Getting real fast, which I don't like, but we'll see how we manage the heat. We get to 45 degrees pretty much as fast as possible without losing it. Solid fuel is almost burnt. We're doing good on heat management. We probably... Oh, now we'll find out, actually. Up on liquid fuel. Burn these. Don't worry about that. That was intentional. And we're at 70 kilometers. Wow. We actually might have too much gas. This is awesome. Okay. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do it myself. We are at, got about 65 kilometers up. 60 kilometers up. We will have Jeb help us tilt. Okay. Now, we basically need to even this out. So we want to go basically perpendicular to the planet. We could probably start now. And then we're going to burn. And this is going to even out our orbit a little bit until we're going circular around the planet. Oh, we might actually... We'll see. I might have waited a little late, but that's okay. But we're stable. Okay, so that's burnt. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like that just to get away from it. And then we'll wait till we're a little closer for apoapsis here. You hate when you have too much gas? Well, it helps in space. That should do. And then we'll burn again. We just have to make sure we don't get ourselves stuck in space because we might be pushing it. No, we're good. We're good. We got lots. Getting a little closer. Round it out. Wait a little longer. Round it out. And boom! We're in orbit. We are infinitely orbiting the planet right now. So if you have any like missions, because some of the earlier career missions will ask you to get to orbit, that's how you're now in orbit. If you did that, you are now in orbit, and we have just enough. Actually, we got plenty of fuel. You do need enough fuel to get yourself back, because we could stay here forever, and if you get stuck up here, it really sucks to go get it. Yeah, we can orbit here for as long as we wanted, to be honest. We might have a little bit of decay just naturally, but we're pretty much just going. Okay, so now that we're actually in orbit, let's see what kind of sciencey stuff we can get. I'm gonna move this so that we can see what's happening in the sunlight. I didn't put any lights on here, so let's go crew report. Grab a crew report. We're going to EVA. EVA report, get back in, and then let's do all these fancy science things. Oh, I didn't do a material study from the pad. That's fine. We already have one of those, but we'll get one anyways. We'll get a temperature reading. We already have a temperature reading. Probably have barometer. Yeah, because we've already kind of been in this area of space, just not like this. Okay, where do you want to land? So I can't get us to a pull. From this trajectory, I can't get us to a pull. But anywhere beneath this line, I can go. Maybe we go to the desert for the first time? My house? Okay. Okay, we'll drop it right on your house. Desert's right underneath us there. So that would be the desert. I mean, that would be some nice new science. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to go to the desert. We're just going to time warp around to the other side of the planet. Is there another desert? There are other deserts here, but that's okay. I'm going to go to that one. Oh, is it going to be nighttime by the time we land? It might. Kind of want to land during the day. Why don't we stay in space for a couple more days? Sure hope this orbit's not decaying. It's not. Good on charge. There we go. So now we can land during the day. We'll warp here. Perfect. Don't run into Artemis, okay? We won't crash into Artemis, I promise. I want to land somewhere around there. And we're going to go. It always decays faster than I think. And I think it's mostly because the planet turns below us in the process. So we're going to retrograde. And now we're going to burn in the other direction. So we're going to burn in the direction that we're traveling. And that will slow us down. And you'll see our orbit shrink until hopefully it looks like it's going to land in the water. But then we're going to... So if we go there, pretty much we'll have to hit the desert from there. We do have a little bit of juice left in her, but yeah, we'll hit the desert from here for sure. So we can use the rest of this gas. And then why don't we go for a little spin? Launch this out sideways. There we go. And then hopefully that won't hit us. Does Canada have a space program? Yes. Okay. And that should bring us into the desert. I hope. CSA, yeah. NASA take note. Yeah, NASA take notes. Spin that bad boy. Probably is more difficult to spin it than to just put like some separation boosters on there. I don't know why they don't give you separation boosters at like the start of the game, but that's okay. Have you made a functional space plane before? Yeah, a couple of times. I don't actually like space planes that much. I much prefer like a rocket. But yes, I made a functional space plane. But what I couldn't get it to do, or I just didn't do it, or I hadn't gotten to that point, was getting it to go to another planet. So I got it into orbit and back down and land on the airstrip, but I don't really like working with them. So I found it tough. This is Petunia 3. There's the desert airfield right there. I don't know if you guys can even see it, but just above the rocket. Nah, it's too tiny on the screen. That's okay. You have to watch this on like a 50-inch monitor. Okay, here we go. Energy's looking good. We're coming in hot though, like 2,000 meters per second. I'm a little worried about heat. We also do not have... Really worried about heat. I don't have any sort of radiator on here. It does look like Soyuz, you're correct. Now we're good. We're past the bad part. If our components aren't heating up now, we're okay. The Canadian on the Artemis is a part of the Canadian Space Agency, not NASA. Yeah, but they work together all the time. There goes our other stage. It's only 1.5 kilometers away, which is close. It's like way too close for comfort. Oh my God, it's freaking cruising, dude. We made it. We're good. We could do drogue shoots now, but in the effort of falling a little bit faster. Never seen this game before. Very cool. I love this game. I've been playing this game for like a decade on and off. And it's so good. And it gets so complex, but you build it kind of piece by piece. So by the time you're putting a colony on Mars, you understand so much about the game that you don't even feel like you're doing something that complex. Like when you first start the game, getting into orbit, you're like, this is a nightmare. Getting into orbit sucks. And then eventually you're putting a colony on Mars and you don't even think about it because you just know how orbits work. You just know how all of the equipment you're using fits together. And you're kind of building on like your own knowledge base, which is cool. I'm gonna drop now, or a minute ago, but that's okay. There she goes. If any of those pieces survive, we can actually recover them and sell them. Okay. Might be a heat shield issue on the re-entry IRL. Heat shield issue on the re-entry IRL. I hope not. That's bad. Canada built the robotic arm for the shuttle and the ISS. That's correct. The Canadarm, which is a stupid name, but that's okay. Don't you have to be American to work for NASA? Maybe to work for NASA, but like they partner with other space agencies all the time. So like Europeans work with NASA through the ESA, Canadians through the CSA. Like it's maybe to actually work for NASA, but I mean that might not actually be true. They're not like part of the military. Maybe Space Force. I don't know. All right. Now we deploy the main chute. We'll cut our drogues as well. We're still gonna hit the ground kind of hard. Maybe I should have kept those because we are gonna hit the ground kind of hard, but we'll be careful. However, they fixed the shield after the first mission to burn away better and not chunk off. Oh, okay, that's good. This one you can jettison, but it explodes, so I don't jettison it. Oh, we'll have to get a surface sample down here too. Although I don't know if I can touch the ground. Oh God, please don't roll. Let's just sit like that. That's a little bit better. We'll use those reaction wheels for good here. Okay, let's EVA real quick. We'll get a surface sample. We will do an EVA report. Get in. And then we'll run this. And then we'll take these, log pressure data and temperature, and we're good. Let's see how much we get. So that was us getting into orbit. As soon as you can get into orbit, you can do anything in this game. You can go anywhere. Landing on the moon, for example, is a little bit harder than just getting into orbit. But once you understand how to get into orbit, everything else is easy. It's all orbits after that. Landing's a little bit different, but that's okay. You'll figure that out. Okay, now we don't necessarily need anything specific. We have 93 points. Oh, what should we do? Advanced control would be nice, but we frankly don't need it yet. What's actually going to help us do more now? Terrier liquid fuel engine would be nice. Do we have probes yet? Electrics. Is this the first probe? Be nice to send a probe way up into space. That'd be kind of sick. And we could go visit Mars without, or go visit the moon without having to risk an astronaut. But I kind of want to keep exploring what we're on now. Okay, where's the bigger capsule? That two-person capsule? Two-seater. I kind of like that because we can get a scientist in there. And then we could start planting these, like, experiments. Although this is an experiment control unit, but no other experiments with it. So, oh. Technically, no, I don't think we could drive with that. Yeah, well, if we get the rover tech, we could drive around the space center and get science from the space center itself. But fuel tanks, I kind of just want to jet around the planet for a little bit. You could put together a plane and then use that to collect science around the planet, but they're janky. They're janky. Yeah. Man, I don't know where to go with science from here. Doesn't really matter. Realistically, to do anything legit, we're gonna need more. I'm gonna get this electrics one. That'll give us lights. It'll give us our first probe control unit. It'll give us the solar panels we need to run the ground science stuff. So we'll get there. Oh, that one's got the rover information on it, or the rover wheels on it. Shoot. If I did that one, I could go drive around the... Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Get the rover, drive around the space center. Each building, you could do each science thing on each building, as well as out here. There's like a little thing out here that you can like go take the science on. You could go to the shore. The airstrip counts. You can either drive over all the way to that grass over there and get some science from there, just to get yourself going, basically, and that is massively helpful. Sparks made a rookie mistake. I'll be okay. I would just need to launch another mission. Like, this is probably now where I would try and go to the North Pole or something like that, and just get a rocket on there. Like, now that we can get to orbit, it's easy. We can go anywhere on the planet. So we can go to the North and South Pole. Again, I'd like to wait until a little bit later when I can set up science stuff up there that just generates infinite science, but it's okay if not. With what we bought now the idea would probably to be... See, you can make a probe and you could go get partial science. So like a probe can do scientific experiments and transmit it back, but you only get like 70% of the science. You'd have to send somebody up there to get the full science. So I try and just do everything with people as much as possible and then leave probes for communication. But yeah, I think at this stage I would probably orbit the moon, maybe? Probably not with that. We probably need a little more juice to get up there. Slightly bigger boosters, slightly more efficient engines would let us orbit the moon once, which would be kind of sick. But I don't think we got the tech to do that right now. This stage we steal the moon, then we steal the moon. Exactly. Man, holy, why is this game always so loud, dude? Like the bird, how do I turn down the birds? Ambience, maybe? UI, I'm going to keep there. Okay, we're going to try that. Birds are so noisy. Okay. When does Amy have the time to play on there? I don't know. But she plays Kerbal, apparently. All right. Chat, what do we want to do? We need science. We need science. We're pretty early on. We can get into orbit at the moment, but I think what we may want to do is try and land somewhere else on the planet. Or we can cheese the launch sites. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheese the launch sites real quick so that we can, well, we'll launch a rocket. Let's start by launching a rocket. Let's load the one we had. Petunia 3. And we could probably send this to the North Pole. Land in the North Pole. Okay. I think we're going to send this to the North Pole, land back down on our own planet, and get some science from up there. I think you're right. That's probably the move. And then I'll cheese the launch sites after that for a little extra science. Okay. So let's launch that. Aldo, thank you for the sub on YouTube, by the way. Appreciate that. Go to Africa. I don't think it's... I think we're technically in Africa. I'm not going to lie. This is vaguely... I think this is vaguely Africa. We are in Mozambique at the moment, if that's true. This is not anything shaped, to be honest with you. But this part here is actually shaped like Africa. That's so funny. So we want to go to the North Pole. Okay. So this rocket is kind of overbuilt for going to the North Pole. I'm not worried about it at all. We are going to head directly north. That's south. Go north. Throttle down on the main throttle a little bit. Take it off way too fast. Drop these real quick. Whoops. Not a big deal. Up to 77. I could survive at 77. Okay. All right, Jeb. Keep her at prograde. All right. So we are up. Now, holy, our booster's just going all over the place. Okay, we are headed to the North Pole, right? So our apoapsis is 76 kilometers. We are at 42 kilometers up right now. And we're going to make a course adjustment so we could go a little more north. We're actually going to point a little past north. I'm going to burn this way to fix our direction. We're just leaving the atmosphere, so we're in easy mode now. We are leaving the atmosphere now. Yeah, that takes us to 95, so that's high. We can burn up there. Like I said, we're overbuilt, so it doesn't really matter. This rocket is going to get there, no problem. That's our trajectory right now. So we're just going to time warp a little bit. All right. Now, we're going to burn towards the North Pole. Jeb is in the sauna right now. He really was, wasn't he? Poor guy. That seems stable. Out of gas. Next stage. All right. Now we got a little baby rocket. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Can change back to prograde. Cut the gas a little bit. And we're just going to cruise for a minute until we get a little closer to our apex here. You're coming close to where I live? I think I just dropped a booster on your house. So go in the basement real quick. My Spotify is still going in the background. Okay. We want this line. This is our trajectory. To pass over. I think the smart thing might be, because we have a lot of fuel, is just to get it in orbit. How high is this? Yeah, if we go to here and then just deorbit there, should be okay. So we're going to advance time. How much is this game? Oh, God, these days? Gotta be nothing. All right, and then Jeb's going to point us in the other direction. I do not have very much fuel left, but hopefully that's enough to deorbit us. Ooh, I think we overshot. We'll see. I mean, the atmosphere might pull us down a little bit, but I do think we overshot the Arctic here. What options do we have? I could throw myself backwards. Give me a minute. Jump straight for this. Don't worry, he's fine. I threw myself the wrong way. If anything, I just made it so we're further. Okay, let's hope. Actually, you know, it would be amazing if we landed right here, right on the edge. If we landed right on the edge, right there, then we could get both biomes. Okay, here we go. And we're going to drogue shoot as soon as we can. All right, we are headed back into the atmosphere now. I could probably take a crew report. And then I don't think we have mystery goo from upper atmosphere, do we? No, we don't. So let's grab all of these. Grab a little science. Where did the other science for the ground, though? Okay, now hopefully... Really hope this brings us down. It's not going to bring us down that fast. Oh, we're going to overshoot. I'm almost certain. I don't know where we're going to end up. But I think we've overshot. Jeb was ejected by those G's. Look at him. He's having a great time. Look at him down there. Yeah. We've overshot. We're going to have to relaunch this mission. But on the bright side, we are hopefully going to land in those mountains, which is another biome that we don't have, which would let us make some more science. So there's a huge silver lining here. Hold on. I'm going to burn my devices if I'm not careful. We might overshoot these mountains too. As soon as the fire stops, we'll pop the drogue chute and see if we can bring ourselves down in there. These guys, not too hot. All good. Everything's normal. Let's switch to terrain height just in case. Oh, that's not good. Heating up a little bit. Holy, we're moving fast. Can't see anything below us. So we're just flying with instruments now. But there is ground about 16 kilometers below us. Okay, drone shoots now. That'll bring us way down. And then I have no clue where we're landing. No, I don't think we'll kill Jeb. I am a little bit worried that because I can't see what's below us, that we're going to land on like the top of a mountain. And then die. But we might be okay. We got 5 kilometers to go. We're going to pop our main chute here. We are going to land in some grassland, I think. I think we're okay. No, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Kind of see the ground a little bit now, too. Now that the sunlight isn't on us. Do a barrel roll. I can spin, I think. It spins so fast. And we'll hit the ground at 6. I'm just going to leave the chutes open. Usually I cut the drogues, but we're just going to leave it open. So I like the thought of not hitting this as hard. Go down quick. Quick for ground, that's for sure. It's quick for land. But it's below the tolerance level, so we should be okay. It is fast though. Like it's 40 kilometers an hour. Could you imagine hitting the ground at 40 kilometers an hour? It's okay. Kerbals are very strong. I hope. Bonk. There we go. All right. Let's get a little science here. So what area are we in? Kerbin's Highlands is where we... Oh, do we already have experiments from here? This may not be very much... Nope. It's nothing new. Shoot. I'm going to get a surface sample. Take surface sample. Little extra science. Couple of bucks. EVA report. Ah, we missed. We missed. Also, yes, the drogue chutes do look like ton XT kicks. Well, actually, we got 46 science. 46 science may be enough. It is. It's, oh my god, it's just enough to buy something else. Advanced rocketry. I think we're gonna go advanced rocketry and just get some bigger engines and stuff like that. We could be a little more efficient with that. Oh, we actually might need general construction first, though. We actually need general construction first. Okay, so that helps a little bit. We should just literally relaunch this. Yeah, we should just relaunch this in the same direction. And just hit it this time. And just not skill issue. The only thing I might do, just for the sake of not skill issue, is... Did we get a better engine? No. No, we didn't get the better engine. That's right. Okay, that's fine. Is there a launch site that's closer? Nah, we can do it from here. We do it from here. Okay. Sparks, JB's asking what your plan is for the expo. I think we're going on the Saturday. Do I have magnets? Yes, I will bring them to the expo as well. But yeah, we're going to go on the Saturday. I think we'll stream, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Okay, let's try this again. So, chat, what did we do wrong? And yes, by we, I mean me. Just gave her too much gas. Actually, what we did is we didn't save enough. We didn't save enough gas. And we didn't get pointed north as fast as we could have. So let's go. We're going to launch. We're going to point north as quick as we can. Get the 45 degrees as quick as we can. And then just save more fuel. Yeah, we were speeding. We were speeding. Exactly. Carlo, this is a game called Kerbal Space Program. Okay, here we go. Get the 45 degrees north. We have the arrow for this? We might. Just a little unstable. We're going to pull down on that thruster. Come on, all the way to 45. There we go. 45 degrees. Apex is 25 kilometers. Okay, we're gonna cut main engine. Drop those. Those will blow up. As they just do that. Actually, Apex is only 50 kilometers, so we need to keep burning. And we optimally need to burn at 45 degrees, so... I do not have a lot of control because we were moving very fast, so we're just going to burn in this direction. Okay, 80 kilometers. We still have a good amount of gas. This Artemis 3, this is Petunia 3. Okay, we are at 80. We will hit 80 kilometers. Trajectory's looking good. I'd like to land more in these mountains here, so I think we're gonna burn in that direction a little bit more. Because I want to land just before the mountains. Okay, so we need to get closer to our apex, probably about here. Ah, it's doing an annoying warp. Okay. Go like this. Rick, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Spark Space Project? Yes. If you could drive a tractor, you could drive a spaceship. Everybody knows that. All right. I think that's probably enough to change our direction here. So we're going to burn... like this. Hit the parking brake sooner. I love that. I want to go even more that way. Oh, there she goes. Okay, now this is the gas we need to save. I have a crappy engine on here. Got the freaking Mustang engine of rockets right now, and it sucks. Watch that gas. Little further, and then we're just gonna burn prograde. See where 50% of our fuel gets us. Little over 50%. Okay, we need to go more. Connor, thank you for that sub on YouTube. And we're gonna do this right there at the apex. I'm gonna let it land there. We can't overshoot with that. I don't know what this height is here. Don't tell me the height. I think we should be good. I'm gonna overshoot a little. No, I'm not. No, I think it'll be good. It doesn't account for that line that we see doesn't account for wind resistance. So basically it's going to decay a lot as we get into the atmosphere, but I don't think we're going to undershoot. That'd be crazy if we undershot the Arctic after all that, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's point the other way. All right, Jeb, it's all you, buddy. Put us down in the Arctic. We're going to go a little faster. That's it. That's all I want. I'm going to spin this off. That's kind of a sketchy direction to send that, but that's okay. Is that going to come back to us? It might come back and hit us. We're going to see. All right. We're there. We did it. There's no way we miss now. I'm a little worried of that thing coming back to kill us, but seems like it's pretty far away. It just may behave really weird once it's in atmosphere. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, that's ice. Yeah, the publisher, I think what actually happened, and this is just my speculation, but I think the devs wanted to publish the game, or maybe the publishers wanted to publish the game to help fund it, but they published it so early and the performance was so bad that nobody actually moved over from KSP1, and it got a really bad rep, and then I think the publisher panicked and pulled the plug, is my guess. But the whole KSP2 thing, that, like, there's a lot of, like, noise around it, so I don't know if we'll ever really know. I don't think that's going to come back. Oh, there it goes. Not going to come back to hit us, but it is speeding up for some reason. Okay, that's fine. The game was actually in production for over 6 years. What? Are you serious? That's insane. And it was actually well received when it came out. KSP 2 was well. I remember, like, because I was going to buy it. I was super into KSP 1. And when it came out, like, everybody that I knew that played KSP said, don't buy it. Are you who was it well received by? Because I remember the reviews not being terribly good. And I remember just kind of the chatter around it not being very good. You sure? Maybe this was a while after it came out? Like, I don't know. It's probably because you saw it after it was abandoned, maybe. My dad played it, like, on release and said it wasn't good. But yeah, I don't know. See, when it launched, I was under the impression that it was a super early access thing, and they were launching it as an early access thing. So I wasn't too concerned about any of the performance issues. I knew it had performance issues, but I felt like that was normal for an early access game, right? It seems like it just got away. Like something weird happened where it just got away from itself, or something got away from the the development because I felt like it was on track, and performance issues for a physics sim that's in early access seemed normal. It's a bit of a disappointment, but still it was okay. So the way I saw it is that it launched earlier than expected, like earlier in its completion than expected, and it kind of weirded some people out. But I always felt like the backlash was too harsh for it, you know? I have no idea. I never ended up playing it, to be honest with you. I never ended up buying it. Like, it was so, I don't know, just like I said, the chatter around it was so like not good that I just never ended up bothering. Definitely too early, but after the first update, it was pretty good. Dang, really? That was bad. Okay. Well, our science module's gone. Woo. All right. We're gonna take a surface. I'm gonna plant the flag because we crash landed. And you should plant a flag when you crash land. There you go. Site name. First crash landing. By Jeb. Good job, Jeb. Good survival instincts. Okay. Take an EVA report, take a surface sample, and I may actually still be able to operate these manually. Oh, I'm not a scientist, so I may not. I can. I can only control it as a scientist. Shoot! We have to come back. We gotta build something better. We have to build something better. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Crew report. So we're gonna bring that science back. I think if we're landing on stuff like this, we need a more robust lander, honestly. Take his helmet off, he'd be fine. Surface ice and pure destruction, yeah. Okay, I want to launch during the daytime, obviously, so we are going to go a little bit later. Look at that galaxy. That's us. We're in that galaxy, but you know what I mean. And we'll let the sun come up. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of cheese. Okay, so we're going to launch to the Woomerang site. And we're gonna do a little bit of science madness here. So I'm just going to collect a bunch of science from here. We're going to EVA. I don't think I can take a surface sample this high up. I can. All right. EVA report. We're gonna board back. We're gonna take material study. We're gonna take goo. And we're going to take barometer and temp. And then we're just going to recover. We're not going to launch from there. Okay. I think a lot had to do with the trailers showed, and 2 years later to still have a game that looked a little bit better than KSP1, but virtual nothing in game. You know what I think also was a big impact is this game suffered from that issue that highly moddable games sometimes suffer from, where sometimes what you can make out of mods ends up being more exciting than what the devs put out sometimes. And I think that might have been an impact. Like Skyrim really had that. Whenever they released a new version of Skyrim, it was always worse than what you could actually do with mods. And I wonder if this game was impacted by that. Log temperature, log pressure, little EVA. Holy, this is like a whole thing. Surface sample and EVA report. Good. And then we will board, recover. That's a little bit of extra science. Okay. What I would like to get is a rover. I can show you guys how to cheese an insane amount of science for really cheap early in this game. If we could get a rover. So I think it's miniature. Nope. Space exploration, we need 90. If we could get 90 points, I can do it. How do we get another 15? I know how we get another 15. Save this real quick. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to go launch this from the desert. Okay. Mateus, Car Show, and Song Enjoy. Thanks for the follows on TikTok. Okay, watch this. I gotta overshoot the launch site a little bit too. I've already got some for the water. That should be enough. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I am attached to a rocket that I can't control. Oh my God, Jeb's gonna die. I cannot control this. It should run out. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I meant to turn it off. Not change stages. Ooh, that was close. So I meant to turn the rocket off and then fling myself off the side. But what happened is I did it in the wrong order. And so the rocket was on, the throttle was on, and I changed the stage, which means I can no longer control the stage I disconnected from, but the rocket was still active. And so I was just strapped to a rocket that I had no control over. It's fine. We're gonna end up okay. What happened? Why did we hit the ground so hard? I wonder if we need to, I wonder if we need to put some landing gear on this. I think the landing gear can hit the ground a lot harder, and it may just make life easier if we do it that way, but we'll see. We'll see if we explode again. As long as Jeb doesn't explode, I'm fine. Just how NASA does it. Yeah, just how NASA does it. Okay. And then I think I might have been time warping a little too close to the ground, so I'm going to let it fall at 1 times. I might have messed it up with the time warp the first time too. Yeah, I don't. The parachute, we're hitting at 40 kilometers an hour, dude. See, it's like the parachutes are enough sometimes, but not usually. Surface sample. We already got one from the desert? Oh, man. Did we not make it far enough from the site? You know what, though? We get some. I already had a surface sample from the desert? Okay, we must have. I guess we landed in the desert at some point, but that'll give us... Ooh, will that give us enough? Should need one more main chute. I think you're right. 87. We're close. Okay. We have legs. Because what's the crash tolerance on the legs right here? 10 meters per second impact, but they might bounce, which would be bad. I think we'll be okay for this one because I'm going to upgrade to a bigger capsule here pretty quick. I think what I'll do is I'm just going to stick some legs on there for now. And then we will, we'll just deploy those before we touch the ground. It might bounce a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. 3 science. Where do I get 3 science? I know where. You can hit the island from here. Usually I fly over here with a plane and do it, but I don't think we're gonna make it nearly that far. Well, a miss. No, we're not gonna make it that far. Oh, you know what though? I don't think I've landed in the water with the materials thing, so this will work for us either way. I just don't think I've landed in the water. I don't like that. Let's get out of there. Holy, that was close. Oh, see ya. Okay. So they added grip pads in the Making Historic DLC or the Breaking Ground one. A lot of people built their own legs with robotic parts and the grip pads. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't mind the base game ones. They're okay. Okay, and then we have 500 meters to go. Hugo, thanks for that follow, dude. Appreciate that. I mean, it could become a pogo stick. What could go wrong? I think there's only one way to find out. We should probably test it without Jeb in the capsule, but I'm not going to. How do you change launchpad locations? Top right when you go to launch. It gets you a little bit of science. I'm literally just trying to build a science rover right now, though, so that we can we could go drive around collecting tons of science. Perfect. So I think we don't have this yet. Nope. And I don't know if we have a barometer. We do. Temp. We do. Perfect. That's it. That's all we need. Okay. Now we go make a car. If I have the parts to make a car. So space exploration. What am I going to use as the base for it, though? And does that come with a seat? Oh, no. It could still work. Okay, this may or may not work. I don't know where you get the seat. I can't remember when you get it, but not important right now. We don't need it. Okay. You're still confused? That's okay. You probably should be. Okay. So we take a capsule now. And in this capsule, we put a scientist, which is Bob. And then I think we just, because we don't actually need... Okay. And then... I don't know if we actually need that. That might just be a body piece for us. I'll stuff it full of batteries, maybe. Let's use it as a body piece and then fill it full of these batteries. This is earlier than I would usually do this, but fine. Sure, why not? Close those up. I don't... Is this too early? How did I do that? Oh, there we go. I pointed in too much. We can't attach to that, so we need... Let's just use a grid then. Looks so stupid. What's the plan here? I swear there's a plan. I know this looks like I'm on crack, but I swear there's a plan here. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I swear it's gonna work. It's not a bad idea. It's a good idea. Not gonna be too back heavy, maybe, but we could put a couple of these. Gonna put that in the middle with these guys probably. And throw a couple of these on there. Okay. Cargo, we don't need cargo. We don't need any of that. And then how many experiments can that store? Infinite? I think it stores infinite experiment. I don't know if we actually need 2. It's more just for the weight. Okay, let's see if this drives. Looks like a car I'd build out of Legos. It doesn't need anything. It's good. It's good. Okay. It does drive and it does steer. Okay, that's all we need. This looks like something a meth addict would build in their house, dude. Handbrake. What's the handbrake button? Let's B. B to press it once. Okay. All right. So now log pressure data, and then we log temperature, and then we observe mystery goo. And then we do this thing, which is off my screen. Conduct materials. Okay. And then, oh, hold on. Not done yet. Crew report. EVA. Take surface sample. EVA report. Back in. And then we click on this container and then transfer all. Okay. Now everything is in the box. Now we can reset these experiments, I think, but we may need to store that. May not be close enough to do this though. That might be the part where I've messed up. Is I don't know. Oh, he's up at least. Don't think he's close enough, and my stupid antenna's in the way. Now we can restore it. Okay. Module's operational again, so now we can reuse it. Oh, I tripped. Okay. And then there we go. Now the trick is to drive around the Space Center and do that in front of every building. We're gonna retract this antenna. There's 2 antennas there? That's crazy. Okay. No, I'm not joking. This is legit. So you build something, and it doesn't have to look like this. You can make it look better. Just don't make it too fast. Just remember, when it starts moving fast, it gets a little sketchy. Like this is going 32 kilometers an hour. So like if this hits something, it will explode. But basically, you just drive around the science center, and in front of every building, you take a measurement. The only thing I'd change about this is I would put this thing in the back. I would put it closer to the front so that you can reset it. Yeah, this is how I used to get easy science, because each one of these locations counts as a different place. So if you want to test, you basically just have to remember where you've taken the science from. So we'll break here, and then we'll go crew report, and we can see. So now we're on the shores. This is technically on the shores of Kerbin. So this is a new place. So we'll log the temperature. We'll take the pressure data. We will conduct a material study. And then we will EVA. We'll take a surface sample. And we'll keep that. We'll take an EVA report. And then we will, I think we could do it from here externally. But I can store the ones I'm holding. Okay, so we actually have to do that first. Then we go to the container. We collect all. Now we got 13 experiments in there. And then we EVA again, and then we just reset our thing. And we just keep doing that. And you do that for each part of the building. Later on, you get better. See, the later you can do this, the better. And restore. And Science Junior is restored. Oh, we never even did. Oh, now I might be in trouble, though, because I fell out. Well, we'll run this at least. Like that, and then we should restore it, but we got 2, so it's okay. Oh good, we can climb the front. Okay, I would have designed this better had I had better parts, but like for the parts that I had, this is probably as good as it gets. And then we will collect all. Thank you for those YouTube subs, Adelta and Peyton. Thank you. Collect all, and then I could get out and restore the goo again, but it's I got 2 of them, so I'm not worried. Who figured this out? Me at like 15 years old. Me at 15 years old. playing this game for 12 hours a day in my house all night, manually doing the math, I figured that I could do this for insane amounts of science. And if you go and you do this, depending on your difficulty settings, there's a few hundred science doing this here. It's insane, dude. Handler, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. You said you start from 0 parts to 25. How do you do that? How do you buy tractors, etc.? You do, oh, I might have messed up. You do contracts. Tokyo Drift, there we go. Okay, is this a new place? So we use crew report from the SPH. So we're now at a new place. So we crew report, we goo, we don't goo, but you know what I mean. We log the pressure data. We run this. We run conduct material study. We take that, then we transfer. Then we EVA. Take surface sample, EVA report, very nice. And we go reset. This is so stupid. I'm building the same thing right now. This will help your, I'm telling you, this will help your playthroughs. And then that's restored. Oh, we should restore the goo at the front too. Restore those. You have to, just don't forget, you have to use a scientist because Jeb can't do that. So you have to do a scientist. So this is, I don't know what building this is, but we've got that one. So we're going to go over to command. If you go straight to getting a research lab, you can make infinite science without ever getting into Kerbin's orbit. That's true. And the ground stations as well. So I would suggest, again, if you want to min-max it, set up those ground stations as early as possible, but you can do a ground station in each of these places. It's like printing science. What I actually like to do is I set one up in the Arctic and then I set one up down south, and that's enough for me. But technically you can set one up. So you can build this thing, you can load it full of like 40.
5 subscriptions
and you
to
can
the
just go around
Sparkies.
placing them around here too. And you get a lot of science. So this is another building. Steve, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, dude. Those went to Wolf and a different Wolf and Ilwin and Holtz and Christian. I appreciate that, dude. Ground stations have a finite amount of science, I'm pretty sure. They do, but in the early game, it's such an insane amount and it puts you so far ahead that it's virtually like, it's virtually infinite science at that point. You're right, though. If you get that science lab, I'm pretty sure you could set that up on the ground in multiple places. Because I think what you're supposed to do for the science lab is you have all these materials and then you store them in the science lab, like all these tests, and then you store them in the science lab and then it turns it into more science. Surface sample, EVA report, and then we actually need to transfer. We're sitting on 28 things right now. Restore that. Just get up real quick. Ground station on Minmus would be great. Oh, great. Yeah. Oh my God. I had one on Duna that I don't think I ever worried about science again after that. Once you're at that point, you're good forever. I mean, once you're at that point, you're probably pretty far down the tech tree anyways, but you start collecting it and not spending it. In we go. Okay, so which buildings have we done? We've done this one, this one, this one. We could do the VAB. Let's go around in a circle hitting them all. Getting the Minmus is very easy. Yes. Yeah, you could do it. You could basically do it with a jetpack once you get close enough, honestly. Not that I would recommend that. I did that once. I tried to use a really small capsule to send him back and didn't have enough gas. So I ended up putting him in orbit with his jetpack and then recovering him later. So he just sat in orbit for a while after getting there with the jetpack. And then I went and got him later on, which is an insane thing to do to somebody. For those that don't know, if this conversation doesn't make any sense, Minimus is like Moon 2. So like Earth Kerbin is pretty similar. It's like a scaled down version of Earth just to make the science or just to make the physics a little friendlier. And then you have the moon, which is like our moon. But then you have one called Minmus, which is like this pretend moon. Very tiny pretend moon that they basically put in pretend Earth's orbit as like another thing to get to. And that's Minmus. 10 times smaller. Is it 10 times smaller? That was like 25%. I didn't realize it was 1/10. data. Oh. Actually, if I... Oh, see, I can store... Hold on. Collect data. Remove data. I guess I'll put it in manually. Store. Restore. Okay, I should have done that in a different order, but that's okay. I wish I could take these parts off. Kind of... I guess I might leave them extended just because it's easier to walk around them. Jewel is the biggest planet in the game, but it's the only one that's... It's only the size of Earth. I kind of like it. I like that it's all scaled down in a really friendly way. Collect all. So we're at 34. Like that's not enough. 35. Oh, because I had put some in manually. That's fine. Handler, thanks for that follow, dude. I'll build the rover thing tomorrow. Took a screenshot of this vehicle. You shouldn't copy this. This is bad. This is a bad setup. Even, and I'm telling you that you can build this however you want, but even in terms of the function of this vehicle, this is set up really terribly. The stuff that you interact with, you should be able to interact with from the ladder. So that you don't have to go walking around the machine or off the machine. You should be able to do it all from the ladder if you're smart, which I'm not, but conduct material study. So this is from the tracking station, temp, pressure data. And honestly, the later you do this, see, it's kind of a trade-off because the earlier you do this, the more science you're going to get earlier, which helps you progress way faster. But also, the later you do this, the more experiments you have that you can run at this time. And that's really nice. EVA. Restore those and that one. So like, if you rush all of the science things and then do this, that's probably the best way to do it. Otherwise you have to come back out here. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to hit it with more types of research, you have to come back when you have those types of research. So we just have like 3 more buildings left. This isn't bad at all. We're all set. All right. Hi, Denzel. How's it going? Good morning. Good morning from Kenya. It's morning in Kenya. How early is it in Kenya right now? Gotta be early, dude. Okay. Do the science there. We could drop off our science manually, dude. This is awesome. What did I say? 3 more buildings? 3 more buildings. We have the recruitment center. And I don't know. There actually may be more areas here, but like, I don't know what areas are actually new. I usually just go sit in front of each building and then do it like that, and that's good enough. But I don't know if there's like general areas here too. Another crew report from the VAB. Okay. Take it. Oh, I already have one. Never mind. I'll collect one here. All right. So this is the research center. Research and development. You'd think they'd already have all these tests done here, but it could happen. Conduct materials study. We'll just EVA real quick. Surface sample. The surface samples are the big ones. That's the one you don't want to miss out on. The surface sample and the material study are the big boys. Collect all data. 48 experiments in here right now. If you wanted to load this into a science station, that probably would be the way to do it, but early enough. Do you get points for planting flags? No, they just make a marker on the map. So I don't think planting flags actually does anything. It's more just for fun. For that one as well. But they'll leave a marker on the map, so if you go back, you can kind of see where you'd been before, which can be handy if you are trying to figure out which biomes you've actually taken science from. So on Kerbin, if you put a flag in each biome you've been to, on each landing site basically, you can kind of tell which biomes you have science from. Same with other planets or the moon. Like the moon has a bunch of biomes on it. And you get new science for each place, totally new science for each place. So the flags can help you figure that out. Astronaut complex. And we're going to be able to like go to the moon after this. Can't see that. It's behind my camera. Mystery goo. Crew report. EVA surface sample. Collect them. Collect all. And then you know what? I'm just going to reset it here because we won't even have to get out for the next one. They could just stay where they are. You can track what signs you have where from the menu. You can? I've just been trying to remember. Where do you find that? I've just been trying to remember for 10 years, dude. That's crazy. I love when I discover new ways to play this game. Because part of the problem is I learned to play this game when I was a literal child. And I think sometimes I learned in slightly stupid ways. Oh my God, is that a pool? I think sometimes I learned in stupid ways. And so it is kind of fun when I find out there's... That was scary. Now, very luckily, all of our experiments are okay, but that was almost worst case scenario. I did lose the big science thing, so I'm the material studies, but that's it. Dude, if I lost all of my research, I literally would have gone to bed. I'm not even lying. I would have shut down the stream and I would have gone straight to bed. That would have been insane. I'm so excited to go in the water. Anyways, 253 science. We got 253 science, so we're in good shape. Okay, now this stuff here. This is what's going to help us progress real fast.
None don't care, just resubscribed at tier 1 for 32 months.
EVA experiments kit. That's something we need.
Let's go.
What? 32? Oh my God, Nuna, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 32 months. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Oh my God, I came back to see you do this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, 260 science. So we could go with like a big 160. I kind of want to do everything with astronaut. Oh, see, I could do the big command pods, but I don't actually have the rocketry to support it. Same with the... Okay, the Mark II command pod. It's the same size as... I'm going to do it. I'm going to test this before I do anything else. It's the same size as the other one, right? I don't think it is. I think the Mark II is bigger. Yep. So that's handy, but this is the biggest tank I have, which is not going to work. Okay. We may need to support that with some bigger rockets. I just like this because it will let us put scientists in other parts of this game. Advanced rocketry, I think gives us slightly bigger. Yeah, that would be a good idea. And then we could do one more of these heavy rocketry, propulsion, fuel systems. I mean, we could get creative. Fuel systems lets us move fuel. That's the way for now. Okay. All right. I try to play Kerbal, but I'm bad at making rockets that are survivable. No, that's fair. That's right. There's new Kerbal. No, it's just the same. Everyone's just been playing the same Kerbal Space Program this whole time. Okay, so we have rockets that are the right size now. Where am I going to go? Should we orbit the moon and come back? Click on archives. Sorry, I do want to know where this is. Hold on. Click on archives. On archive. Where's archives? Click on archives. Is it in here? In the tech tree? Oh, what is this? I've never seen this before in my life. Oh. Look at that. 50 out of 124. Okay, so how do you know where crew reports? 110 hidden. 110 hidden on Carbon? Okay, so you can see where you've been. Interesting. Don't forget, you could do that stupid car thing from the other launch sites too. Okay, it's in the R&D building. That's sick. I did not know about this. Okay, I may end up using that, or I may just try and remember again. I think we should go orbit the moon. All right, so just gotta make sure we have decouplers big enough. We do. Do we have heat shields big enough? Oh, we do not. I don't want to orbit the moon alone. I want to orbit the moon. Okay, so we may need... If we go to high orbit and then come back, we could get another set of data on all of our science things. If we go to the South Pole, which may be the move. We just have an experiment control station. We have... Oh, we do... no. I think we go to the South Pole, maybe.
65
you go by planet or by experiment. Oh, I like
Prime.
that. That's perfect. 65, thank you for the follow. And thank you for using your Prime sub, dude. Welcome in. Okay. You need to have 4 people and they have to be poets to complete this mission. What are you talking about? All right, let's go to the South Pole. Go to the South Pole. We're going to take Petunia 3. And we're going to send this to the South Pole, but we are going to make some improvements. We are going to do landing struts so we don't explode this time. Clang. We're going to do landing struts so we don't explode this time. And I think that's probably good. I probably do. I don't know if it's going to mess us up too much, but I wouldn't mind doing a small radiator panel like on the back here. But I think it might weigh us down funny. Let's just see what happens. We'll see if it's a problem. Would be really nice to have a radiator coming back into the atmosphere. It doesn't. It shouldn't actually work like that, but it does work. So it's Kerbal Science. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, we'll orbit the moon. I really want to orbit the moon at some point today. Okay, so let's launch. Is there a better launch pad to get to the South Pole, by the way? Probably, but I don't feel like going to look for it. Okay, we're going to save this build, and then we're going to launch. Farm Sim, new Farm Sim DLC looks weird. This is Construction Sim DLC. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to go south. Boomerang is closest? Oh, barely. No, desert. Desert's up by the North Pole. That would have been a quick hop over. But we're going to go south this time. Okay. Go get some science for the South Pole. The arrow on this rocket is fantastic. It's insanely overkill, but it's incredibly effective. Okay. Part of the process. Don't worry about it. We'll go to 80. 80. There we go. Wow, we're gonna have to adjust quite a bit. Who are you and who? Thank you for the follow on Twitch, dude. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Okay, now let's go. I will go a little bit ahead. Warp too far. I went to the North Pole today. That's like my first big achievement in this game. That is a big achievement. That's exciting. That's probably good enough. I'm not convinced this rocket can reach orbit. Going south? Going south might be a little much. It actually can reach orbit, but it barely, like this rocket barely reaches orbit. More south and then a little bit up. Ooh, that was fast. think we actually want to burn a little further. Good. Can't miss now. Well, we can find a way, I'm sure. I don't know if this is a new situation. No. Go. There's always a way. I'm telling you, dude. We could do it. I don't know if our gear is gonna burn off. Are we gonna miss? No, we're good. Even if it landed there, we'd technically be good, but just barely. The chute will get us nice and close, anyways. Okay. If those landing gear burn off, ooh, they actually might. I can spit roast them to make them a little bounce the heat a little bit. Gets cooked nice and even, and then nothing explodes. Deploy parachute now. No, you deploy your parachute. I don't want mine to explode. Oh god, everything's getting really hot. I'm running out of heat. Am I like time warped or something? No, it's just real hot. Here we go. Oh, didn't like that. Go. Angle's too shallow? It was pretty shallow. I mean, we didn't even really leave the atmosphere for long, so. Okay. That over there. Is that Minmus over there? Oh my god, it is. There's the moon right there, obviously, but just beside to the right of the spacecraft right now, there's Minmus. I don't even know if you guys can see it. That's crazy. No, we don't need a drogue chute for these speeds, but I think they look cool. I just like the look of the very fast parachutes, so I keep them on. To the moon we go. We're close. We couldn't get to the moon with that rocket that we just built, but we're almost at the point where we could go orbit the moon and get back safely. We really don't need a lot more Delta V to get to the moon. I'm more worried about getting back, but even if we could get ourselves into an orbit that'll decay, we'd be okay. I think this is why Artemis 2 angled back up for a bit, then back down. Yeah, that's something to do with like skipping over the atmosphere or something like that. I don't know exactly how it works. Never tried it in this game. Oh, that was perfect. We did a little bounce. That was good. What's Delta V? Is it fuel? It's like your total, basically the total amount of change in velocity that you can make. So when you're talking about orbits, it's kind of it's a piece of data that lets you know how far you can go, basically. The amount of energy it takes, or the amount of, yeah, the amount of energy and fuel it's going to take, basically, to do whatever you want to do. And crew report. Okay. Bring that back. We'll see what we made. Change in velocity. Yeah, basically fuel. But like if you have the same amount of fuel and more efficient engines, it could increase your delta velocity, for example. Okay, so we got 30 science off of that. I don't think there's anything we could do. Well, we could do aviation, but that's not something we really need. I do need this. I need this bigger heat shield. Oh, it's got bigger landing struts too. So that would be 90 science. Okay. How can I make more? I mean, I could make a probe and send it to the moon, and then that could get some science and transmit it back, but it's way more fun. I think we're gonna get up as high as we can, maybe, and then get some science from like high orbit, and then yeah, maybe we'll put a probe around the moon, go visit, and then we got bigger. I think I'm gonna reset this. Okay. I might be able to orbit the moon with this. Engines. I just don't have very efficient engines. I get the Terrier now, though. And that's gonna help a lot. Okay. No, this may work. We may be able to do this. Chat, what's the delta velocity to get to the moon and back, do you think? Big. If that's our top stage, 850. 850 from orbit. Back can be free. That's true. 850 from Kerbin orbit to get there, and then what is it to get into orbit? Realistically, yeah, I would like to overshoot a little bit so that I don't have to rescue this guy from outer space. That would be very nice. Okay, so that's going to be our main stage. 3,400 most of the time to get to orbit. 3,400, so we need 3,400 plus 850, so 1,250, or 4,250. 4,250. Oh, I don't even know if I have engines that'll support that. Oh, I could do these. Yeah, we could do this. We have these too. Like that. Okay. I don't have a bigger converter than that. Bigger adapter? Oh. I don't think I do have a bigger adapter. Oh, here it is. Should we just way overbuild it? No, I need more stages than that, right? That looks so terrible. That's not gonna work. Yeah, let's go well like that. And then go a little more. Is that a big? I think that's a large. Oh yeah, that's too small. I mean, we could adapt it the other way. It's just going to be really heavy. What does that come back to? If we just slap that all together, this thing's so goofy. But let's just say we slap this all together. These swivels would be a good idea. That's 32. That's 32 right there. Aim for 4,500. Okay. I got 3,700 total. Just off of that goofball machine. Oh, but this fuel isn't connected, is it? So if we... Hold on. We'd just be taking up fuel for fun. Oh, it will pull, actually. No, it is already pulling that fuel. What's the thrust to weight ratio on this thing? 1. I feel like this is not a good build. Make it worse. That's still 37, which is nuts. Yeah, it's bad. The thrust to weight on this is terrible. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we have to go that hard to orbit the moon. What would this give us? $35. So that gives us just a little bit less, which is nuts. Those tips are the tanks that are meant to separate. Do they work? Like, do they actually have... separation thrusters? Really? Why do they have a... they do. They've got a thrust stat. That's awesome. Oh. Yeah, they do. Oh, man, that's sick. They would have to be... they won't detach themselves, though. So, okay, that's cool. But... I think I'd rather use solid boosters instead. Why does that only give us... what's wrong here? Oh, this doesn't transfer fuel, does it? Oh, no, it does. Okay, so we're at 3,600. And then stick some boosters on. Still 36? A little bit more. Really weird about how it calculates delta V. I will separate that. I'm just mathing it out real quick. Although maybe it'll calculate better if I actually put the couplers on them. No, it still calculates it really strange. But that's all. That's calculated, like, that's delta V in atmosphere, right? Right. That's delta V in atmosphere. So that's 36 plus 2,000. So what did you say it was to get into orbit? $36? $34. This will do it. It's not going to be very forgiving, but we can always bail and just come back if we don't think we've got the delta V for it. We can also, if we set up our maneuvers, we'll know. So if we get into orbit and we set up our maneuvers and we suddenly don't have enough, we'll just come back. That's okay. I want to make these orange. Okay. I think that'll work. So we fire those. Main engine goes. Separate. And then we're on baby engine. Okay. I like that. It's like 3,800 for real. Depends how efficient we are with it, I guess, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to go with my setup that everybody hates, but I am going to make my stupid rocket look like a Sidewinder. I just like a lot of aero. What can I say? I like when there's a lot of aero. It helps. You can put yourself into a flyby that returns to Kermit, right? That's why I'm not too worried. Fins at the top don't work, but they look sick as hell. They look cool. That's why we put them on. I don't think I have mono propellant tanks, do I? Oh, I do, but only the balls. Might help us stay stable. Aerodynamics is a myth. Sure, that'll work. Make sure your RCS is turned off before launch, and they'll keep firing as you go up and throw you off. Make sure your RCS is turned off. If it starts to wobble, yeah, it can be a little bit of a nightmare. I don't know. I kind of like the support. Yeah, they're not really doing that much in atmosphere, are they? Okay, the only thing I'd like to do is I'd like to put one of these on there, maybe. That should give us the stability we need. I don't think we need to mess around with monopropellant. If we've got one of those on there, should be fine. Should be enough. We don't need comms. We don't have a scientist. We don't need a storage container. We'll probably actually want some solar. Yeah, we'll probably want some solar. Whether or not these will burn off. Oh, I need radiators too. I don't think we need much, do we? Okay, I have to line them up at least a little bit. Sure. And then a couple of radiators. Okay. We can orbit the moon with this. This'll orbit the moon. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. You gotcha. Maybe a spare battery would be nice. Will it return? I actually don't need an antenna because I've got an astronaut in there. I don't need to mess around with an antenna, although it would look cool. I think we send her. I think this is good. Are we doing a flyby? Yeah. Should we bring fireworks? Oh, they're too big. The only thing I actually would like is some lights. Oh, those look bad. Some dome lights on there. Sure. Okay. Just curious, you have hours in this game. Seems like you know it well. I have no idea how many hours I have in this game because I used to play it through the mod launcher, and so it didn't keep track of my hours. I have 150 hours on Steam, but that doesn't count any of the modded time, so I have no idea how many hours I have in this game, but I've been playing it since it came out, and I've been in love with it, dude. Okay, can we launch this? Oh, we need these right here. Yeah, it's good. Or why not? Okay. You got 4260? I got 4260 if you jimmy the math a little bit. To be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. We got enough. I could do it with this. It is gonna rely on us like it'll be fine. That Terrier engine is going to do the work here. Okay, this is Petunia 4. All right, let's go do what Artemis did with a much smaller rocket, actually. It's pretty good. Like, what you see is what you get. I would just say this game can be harder than it looks. Sometimes when you watch people play who have been playing for a long time, they just kind of flip through stuff really fast and it looks easy, but then when you actually get into playing it yourself, it can be a little overwhelming. But if you watch a guide on like how to get to orbit and stuff like that, you'll be fine. We're gonna be stuck somewhere between Kerbin and the moon. We're gonna be okay. Sarah says you play the funnest games. I would never have the patience for them, but it's super fun to watch. Also, hi Sarah, welcome in. Thank you, I appreciate that. I love games like this. They're so good. Okay. Just making sure Twitch is still good. What's the steering wheel called with the indicators? There actually isn't a steering wheel with indicators, but that was the Moza indicator stocks. Okay, see if we die. Ooh, she's getting a little rocky. Definitely less stable than the last build. But it's got a lot more power. Come down from the throttle a little bit. get to 45 degrees very quick at all. I got time. I had fins on the top on the other one. Uh-oh. There go all my connectors. Wow, what? Oh my god, they're not attached to the connectors. They're not attached to the connectors. Do we abort? Let's check the maneuvers. So I can't drop my boosters because I phased them through the connectors when I placed them somehow, and they actually are not, they're fully attached to the main rocket here. So it's just dead weight that we're going to take with us. No, I think we'll still be okay. We have an insane amount of liquid fuel on there. Yeah, I'm just going to ride it out, I think. So we're going to go to... take it to 75, I think. Yeah, it's fine. A lot of dry mass to drag with you. It is, but I think we're still going to be okay. I'm going to get it into orbit, and then I'm going to set up a maneuver node and just see what it's going to cost us. If we're smart, we will target the moon here too. We can get in line with it while we do this burn. Holy, what a slow burn, dude. Just burning fuel for the love of the game now. What? That's the attack angle we need to do to stay up. I don't even know if I'm ahead of my apoapsis. I am, but not by much. NASA should play this game. I would imagine they do. I'm going to be honest with you. Stay ahead of that node. We'll be okay. That's balanced perfectly. Oh, could you imagine how well we'd be doing without those tanks? I don't actually know if we'd make that big of a difference, but... I may as well, like, I'm making progress, so I may as well use this fuel. As much as I'd like to just break off and use the main, like, my transit stage, but the vast majority of aerospace engineers under 40 play Kerbal, if I had to guess. I think so too. Or is that like me playing Streamer Simulator? Like, is that just lame? Do you think they feel like it's work? Like, imagine if you came home and you simulated your exact job. So maybe that's... Although I don't think you become an aerospace engineer because it feels like a job. You probably have some level of passion for it. That's it. Is this going to go back to Earth? Yes, it is. Perfect. I don't have this embarrassing hunk of garbage orbiting around the planet for the rest of my life. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're in orbit with the... This thing is awesome. Okay, we're in orbit. My lights. Okay. That's true. I guess truckers do that as well, right? And it's a little bit easier, right? Like, the game's a lot more rewarding. It's a little bit easier. I mean, I would imagine a lot of aerospace engineers work for 10 years to see like one payoff. And in this game, it pays off every 10 seconds, you know? Okay, so let's set up. I mean, I have 1,600 meters per second of delta. So I'm in pretty good shape. That down? That's down. Fix this. It's not going to be a long burn. I could fix it in the process like a smart person, but... We're just basically aligning our orbit with the moon. A really, really tiny burn. Hi, Kyle. How's it going? Kyle, I changed my favorite Gatorade, dude. It's not the white Gatorade anymore. It's the grape G2. We get to 0-0 and no? Is that a dream? If we go right on it, we can hit 0-0. 0-0. Okay, perfect. Yeah, like 9 years to send one little robot to Pluto. Exactly. All right, where do you think we would intercept? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think it's gonna move very long. Whoops! I did something bad. Does that scroll wheel thing messes me up? Get out of here. So this is going to tell us how we can connect to the moon. We want to orbit and then I may actually have to go a little further. I want it behind me. There's no way the moon's going to move that far in that amount of time. Oh, I guess that transit's going to be kind of long, isn't it? It is. Okay. I'm just going to move my ship out of the way because I'm going to have to do it in more than one orbit. Yeah, I just got to get the ship out of the way. Okay. We want to end up right, like, yeah, we just want to kiss it. And we're going to do a flyby. So do we orbit? That brings us back around too, right? Does bring us back around. I just need a brief fly. Do I actually want to go for the orbit? No, because I don't have a scientist with me. So if I do a far orbit, close orbit is better though. Need to go behind to get a free return. I mean, yeah, that's true. If we want it to like fully return us, right? You know what though? This whole maneuver is only 800 delta and we have tons. But focus view on the moon, it makes planning easier. You're right. I'm actually trying to see this side a little bit, but actually I think you're... And then do we do a burn on the moon, like in lunar orbit? Want to stay in orbit. That puts us at an insane... Holy. We can gravity assist the Minmus, dude. What? Oh, I can encounter the moon twice. I don't know. We're going to end up going really fast if we do a burnout there. I think I'm going to... Okay. I think we just fly by. I don't think we mess around with an assist. Okay, wait. So am I not understanding the assist? Is there a cheap assist? Is there a cheap assist that's cheaper than a flyby? But how do you do it? You go behind the moon and then it what? Pulls you back in? You get the moon to reduce your Kerbin orbit. Get the moon to reduce your... So... Get the moon to reduce your orbit. Can't access my node here. Hold on. Don't plan maneuvers on top of maneuvers. The second one is incredibly inaccurate. Right, because unless you perfectly follow the first one, it's not going to end up. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just kind of curious about the concept. Do we do a burn? Like, can we do this in one burn? I guess is my question. Can we come up with an assist? Like, is there another burn we have to do, basically? Theoretically, yes. Theoretically, we could do this in one shot. That's moon encounter. And then... Did you do it? Is it a close moon flyby? That would put us in the moon. Actually, no, that would work. But look at that. Like, look at the orbit we end up with. Like, we're gravity assisting the wrong way. We're using the moon to get a way higher orbit is what we're getting here. I feel like we need to... In front, not behind. In front! I was told behind. Maybe that's why I can't get it to work. Okay, in front of the moon. So we pass the moon. We don't... Oh, who said behind? That's what I was going off of. Okay. We pass in front of the moon, and it brings us it... See, I come out with the same orbit that I go in with, though. Where's my ship? More speed. Behind is on the opposite side when looking from Kerbin. Yeah, that makes sense. So you want to go in front. Yeah, somebody said behind. So I was trying to do it by going behind. So in front of the moon. I don't think I understand this maneuver, but I want to. In front. Do we end up hitting the atmosphere hard, though? So how high up do I want to do my periapsis on the return? The thing you can't make accurate with Artemis. Speed is always the answer. Okay. Trajectory back can be changed with RCS even. That's true. You hit less hard. So are we intending to pass through the upper atmosphere multiple times to pull us down? Like, is that... We're actually not trying to recreate the Artemis mission, but we are now. Like, it kind of ended up like that, yeah. So I can use this to return at a lower altitude. So like that would bring me in at 62 kilometers, 63 kilometers above. So I would graze the atmosphere and I would slow down a little bit off that. Is that the intention? If you aim for 35, you could do it in one pass. 35? I'm going to hit the atmosphere at like 4,000 meters per second. Return at 30 to 40. Okay, I'm going to take your guys' word for it. And if Jeb dies, you're telling his family. 40. If I return at 40 kilometers, periapsis Kerbin at 40 kilometers, I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to explode in the atmosphere. Yeah, that's right. Let's try it. Okay. What's the PE with the moon right now? 2 mil. Like, I'm going to do a high pass. It's all good. Yeah, we'll pass it high. Just get the science that we can. I want to do a low pass with a scientist so that we can bank a bunch of, basically pass it really low and then bank a bunch of what do you call them, biomes if we can, and reset the experiment. So I just want enough. If I make multiple passes at 40, I'm okay with multiple passes on the return. I'm gonna err on the side of caution here just because I have permadeath on. I'm going to err on the side of caution here. Won't maneuver. And not do that. How do I refocus on my ship, by the way? Got it. Well, it's Kerbin. That's good enough. Okay, so we have a 60-second burn. Which brings us to 828. Okay. I'm going to have Mr. Jeb here. Depending on how much ab bladder you could have run out. By being that high. We'll have a lot of extra delta, so I'm going to run it. And we can adjust. I can also slow myself down. I could come in higher because of the amount of delta we have. I could come in higher and then just slow us down. I do too, Mike. Great game. Think we're going to need that extra 700? I could come in lower. Okay, see what we're working with. So that brings us to 42. 41. 41 is high. You're right. We may run out of. Do some science in high Kerbin orbit 2 on the way out. I think I can't reset. I can't reset my experiments. I'm gonna save that for when I have a scientist instead. Yeah. I'm just gonna set a maneuver real quick and just play around with it for a second. We'll slow ourselves down on the way back. Yeah. I aim for 35k. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just do a quick burn at the moon. And then Let's do a quick burn at the moon and we'll be fine. We'll just bring it down just a touch, just a small adjustment at the moon. And we are in the moon's gravity. We're going extraordinarily slow, so it's going to take us like multiple days to get here. And we will point for retro 2 minutes to the periapsis. Okay. So we're still on track to return at 41. Okay, let's do our science real quick. Conduct material study. 50 science, that's tons. Okay. We'll do a crew report. Get some temp data. Newsflash at 0. And EVA. Oh, we've got that thing too. Can't do a surface sample from here. Almost. Just out of reach. Okay, we're gonna hold that. Just got done with my first moon orbit flyby and back to Earth. I am so happy. Dude, that's such a crazy feeling. It makes you feel like freaking Einstein when you do your first oh man, when you land on the moon for the first time, you're gonna think you're the smartest person you know. Ooh, that puts us in 6. 30? You want me to go 30? $34. 29.9. It's a 1.8 meter per second maneuver. That's okay. Okay. It's a 0.1 second burn time? I'm gonna mess this up, dude. That's max burn though. We can just edge it a little bit. On career mode with no maneuvers. What do you mean on career mode with no maneuvers? Like why didn't you use the maneuver feature? You did it with no maneuvers? So what did you do? Just eyeballed it? I don't have RCS. I'm just on reaction wheels. You just eyeballed it to the moon? Hell yeah. I know, 0.1 second burn time. That's it. We made the maneuver. So we're going to come in just over 30. How confident are you guys that we're going to do it? Like, can I disconnect this right now? I think you can. You can eyeball the moon, right? Like, it's not like... I don't understand why you would do it. This is a real question. We'll keep it. It's our only way of making any sort of maneuver, so we better keep it, hey? All right. Chat, take a picture of the moon. We're passing the moon for the first time. Take a nice picture. Do that thing where you, like, lean on it, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or whatever. I don't know. Has delta V when you separate. That's true. Could you imagine messing ourselves up with the separation? All right, we're leaving the moon. And we are now in Kerbin orbit. 30? What should we do? I may as well use all this spare delta though. Like, what should I go to here? Should I get close to Kerbin and then just burn though? And just use it to slow ourselves down? We may as well. Or do you genuinely want to see if we could do it without? transmit all reusable data. What? You have no faith that we're gonna make it back? I have a transmitter. I don't even bring a transmitter, dude. They just send Jeb and tell them to tell them what they see. I have redundancy, so I can do more science now. I can actually grab mystery goo, and I can grab pressure data, and we can grab temps and another crew report. Okay, cool. They send Jeb with a pen and a piece of paper and tell him to write it all down. That's genuinely what we're doing. I don't transmit any data. I just have it. So he's just going to go back and tell everybody what he saw. Okay, so now for the rest of this mission. When am I going to jettison this stage? When should we do it? I love the confidence that we don't need any of this delta, and you are correct. We will hit. We will land off of it. Eventually we will land. I don't know how long, but I love the confidence, and I also need access to my ablation plate, so I need to get rid of it at some point. On career mode, you get maneuvers on level 3 tracking stations. I had level 2, so I just followed the map. Oh, that's a good point. Let's play in science mode so we could progress faster for stream, because I don't like play this as a main game. We're just kind of playing it for fun, but okay. Right before re-entry heating, jettison the tank. Okay. We're gonna go 70K. Because the only input is A and D with throttle up and down, you can read the AP and parry heights in the bottom left. That's true. Look that out that way. All right. We better close these doors. I didn't even look. I didn't even double check that. Yeah, we'll make it. We're, oh, look how fast that AP is dropping. Okay. Oh my God. Ooh, Chad, this is low. Chad, this is low. Radiators on? We're gonna lose something. I might lose the legs. You have to activate radiators? What? It's legs. It's legs. It doesn't matter. This might matter. It's starting to matter a little bit. Okay. So that's everything on the outside of the aircraft. We're good. I think we're gonna live. My science. That we could use the offset tools. All my science. Well, not all of it. We still got some of it. We still got the important one. My landing legs are cooked though. So hopefully we land. Guys, if I hit ground and I lose the science thing, it's possible because I don't have the legs now. So if I hit the ground, our plate is fine. The plate, we're not even at 150 yet. Then that joke about Jeb bringing a pen and paper and that being the only science we pull out of this will actually be true. We will literally have a crew report from Jeb. He'll go back and he'll tell the scientists, he'll be like, I saw the moon. And that will be all we've accomplished is we sent Jeb on a little tour of the moon for his own enjoyment. That's the only thing we'll have accomplished. Oh my God. Don't even joke about this. I'm going to hit land too. We're not hitting the water. We're going to hit land, which is bad. Okay, now which land do we want to hit is the real question. I don't think we have a choice. Jeb's personal vacation. Oh my god. Is that water or ground? Is it a mountain? Oh, we might hit water. Oh, we might get insanely lucky. No, that's not right under us, is it? Nope. And we're not going to drift. He can bail out. He's going to live. We'll be below the crash tolerance of the capsule. So I'm not worried about that. Like, we will hit it at a safe level, but... How's your trip to the moon? I don't know. I brought the pen back. Yeah. Ah. We are going to hit ground. Jettison the heat shield. It might take the blow if we keep it on. I don't know which one has a higher crash tolerance. I probably should have looked. But it may tank a hit. I've had that happen before where I just leave it on and then it tanks the hit from the ground. So I think we're going to do that. Yeah, it probably got so hot in there. His notepad burnt up in re-entry, so we'll have nothing. We got our temperature and stuff too. No, we're going to keep the shield. It's dumb heavy. Is it? Okay, you saved me like 0.7 meters per second. I should have kept the shield. Oh, we didn't do anything. For nothing. We have Jeb's stupid opinion about the moon. That's all we have. Jeb's gonna tell us about the moon. No, you're good. You're good. So stupid. Oh my god. We got 117 science. And we get to go again is the best part. Okay, well, you know, on the bright side, I have the science I need to get the big heat shield, which is great. And I also have a little bit extra, which, I mean, what challenges were we having there? A lot of advanced construction stuff would be nice. Heavy rocketry, though. That would make life way easier to use the heavy rocketry stuff, I think. At least some of it. Oh, we get the spark engine, though. I like that one. Not just because it's got my name in it. Oh, my God. Now, who's going to believe Jeb he went to the moon? I know. This is how the stupid flat earthers get created, is Jeb goes to the moon with nothing but a piece of paper and his stupid opinion. And then we have to try and tell people that we went to the moon. Just trust me, bro. We've been there. It was cool. I like the skipper. The skipper would actually let us just get up there. We're going to do that. Okay. And it will let us bring a heavier payload. Because now we can do the bigger... That's everything we need to do that again, but do it right. Yeah, we'll fix the boosters this time, and we're going to do a full rebuild because we'll be working with a bigger machine now, right? So we will be working with the Mark II. We'll have a scientist in there, which means we'll be able to use, and oh, I don't have a big enough service bay yet. But we should be able to store some, maybe store some science. I don't know where we would put this. I've done that before. What's its crash tolerance, by the way? 15 meters per second impact. This has a... Capsule's got like 30, right? 14. Ooh. It's really easy to die. That's crazy. 14. What's a re-entry module? What is this? How does that even work? I'm not gonna. I've never used it before. Check heat shield. Yeah, what's the crash tolerance of the heat shield? 9. What is it for the science thing? 6. We hit it at 6.1. We hit it 0.1 above the impact tolerance. And the heat shield is higher. The heat shield will save you. If your next thing is the Science Junior, the heat shield will save you. Now, the only thing I dislike about this setup is there's not really a nice way to balance all of the stuff you need with this pod. That's why I like the bigger pod, because you can put stuff on top of it. But like bringing your science with this one, I don't know if you put it above or below. I mean, if you put it below like this though. Oh, it doesn't pop a fairing over it. Okay. Use it for escape pods? That's awesome. I mean, yeah, we could get kind of creative with the science thing, because I would really like to send some sort of scientist up there, but I don't really know how to fit this in nicely. That's my only gripe with this pod is, and I don't think it has storage in it. Like, I don't think it has science storage on it. I have no idea. You hate everything about this? But what is happening on the screen? Yeah, me too. I just don't know how to build a rocket around this pod. Do we have fairings yet? Oh, we don't have fairings. If I had a fairing, see, what you would do then is you would do like, I don't even have a baby decoupler, but you would do a decoupler like this. And then you just stick that crap on here. And then you just store it on the pod somehow, like probably, it's super ugly, but you just put like maybe a couple of these for weight. I don't know. Put it on top. Ah, you put it on top. That's how I used to do it. Now this is making sense. This is how I used to do it. I put the container on top, parachutes go on the container, and that's basically what would come back down to Earth. So it would disconnect from this, and that's basically what I would drop. Probably how we'll do it again, but I would need to stuff them into a fairing. Hold on, we need to figure out how much science we need for a fairing. Or a service module. A fairing or a service module is fine. So for a fairing that's advanced construction, we need 90 research points for that. Service module may actually be a lot more expensive. Yes. Container module. Although I think the SEQ9 might be the bigger one. No, it's 1.25. Okay. 160. So the way we would do this first, most efficiently, is we go find 90 science so we can do a fairing. Can we find 90 science on the planet though? It'd just be a nasty build, but well, no, we could just use, like, is there 90 science somewhere? If we just use this guy here in close moon orbit easily. I want to have the scientists next time we pass. I really want to have the full setup next time we pass the moon. Do a similar but closer free return trajectory. Closer? My problem was heat though. I mean, we can manage the heat better. Do you have all the science you could have before you crashed into the pond? Nope. You're saying orbit the moon again. Grab that science. Yeah, 90 would be easy to get. Or close, like we go close to the moon, we get it pretty easy. Could I send just a scientist and fly it myself? It is handy having the scientist, but what if I use... I could use the Octo for stability assist because I don't think... I don't think a scientist can do stability assist. So if I put a scientist in there and just send a scientist, he can collect a ton of data. And then I could just use the Octo for stability assist and just manually do the maneuvers. It just won't be as precise. But we don't need precision here. I don't need exact precision unless we're docking. That kind of precision just isn't really required. Problem was that your stuff was on the outside. Yeah. I wanna disconnect it. I think what I want to do is just have a way. Okay, like what if we? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Just hear me out. Okay. No, it doesn't matter because this isn't going to be connected. So what I'm going to do is I don't need those either. Heat shield. Decoupler. And then that's it. That's what lands. Now we are going to have to adjust that a little bit. So we'll do sure. I guess it's enough parachutes, right? 3 parachutes. 3 parachutes is enough. The drogue chutes can stay. They're cool, I guess. Okay. So that's what's gonna come back down to Earth with us. If I was smart, I'd stick a battery in there, though. If you have the box, it doesn't matter where the stuff is. Correct. If I have the box on top, then I could just send this goofy goober back down to Earth. And all of the experiments could go on there, including these, actually. And I will also send a scientist, so I only need 1 of each. Is that all of our potential science? Yes. That's all the potential science. I don't need 2 goo things, but it looks goofy with just 1, so. That should be okay. We're going to modify the chutes a little bit, though. Okay. And then that can just connect basically to... Probably too big. So that's what will orbit the moon. A scientist cannot SAS at all. Right. So we need to add an assist. This thing just gets taller and stupider. So that will allow us to SAS. Even though it looks dumb and stupid, that's a full flight suite right there. It will only allow for stability. It won't allow for like targeting the node or anything like that, but we can do that ourselves. So we'll put a probe core in there. Yep. That will get us to the moon. Why does that only have 422? What did I change since the last build? Hold on. This is going to be Petunia 5. We are going to the Kermoon. Just want to see what I did here. Oh no, that one also has 417. Oh, it's 417. Right, it's 1600 in a vacuum. That's right. Which is fine. That's basically the same build. We're a little heavier, but that's okay. And then we will decouple from that. think I did 4 of these. I have a bigger engine now, though. We can actually make this better. Oh. That brings us to the same size. That will go to the moon on its own with no boosters. Oh, sorry. That's actually it will. That has the same Delta V. That disgusting build right there has the same Delta V as what we just launched. I think it'll be good. Be real funny if you tip over and the block spray when we land. Don't joke about that. It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that. I refuse to laugh. That's not funny at all. Holy, it's ugly though. Can we change the color on this to make? Yeah, there we go. It needs fins because it looks stupid. You sure I can't put winglets further up? It looks so sick with winglets. Look, it looks like a bomb, dude. Why add drag? Because I like it. I like the upper fins. You guys are so mean to my upper fins. They look good. They look good. Oh, we should slap sponsors on the side. You're right. You're right. You're right. Also, maybe go like this. How'd you guys like my fit? I know it's got the same energy as like the Dictator when he insists that the missiles need to be pointy. It looks like it does look like a GPU 12. Once I change the color, that's exactly what it looks like. Okay, who's our sponsors? Samsung? Oh, the flags are so tiny. What? How about flashy lights instead? I'm gonna put lights on it. Oh, I just messed it all up, didn't I? Oh no, it stayed. That's cool. Yep. Okay. No other main thrusters? I genuinely don't think it needs it, to be honest. And I think it's very possible that or Bob is going to die a fiery death. I'm just a little worried that it can't pick itself up off the ground. What's a T? What are you talking about? Thrust to weight ratio? I don't really need that kind of negativity in my life, to be honest with you. Where is it, by the way? Thrust to weight ratio. I think it's, do you think it's negative? TWR. 1.06. It's 1. It technically lifts. It gets off the ground. 1.06 is kind of bad though. It would just hover. It would hover like a helicopter. It would hover like a helicopter. Okay, no, it's just, we have to put some boosters on it. Yeah, it would go poorly. It would go poor. Just to get it moving. We'll just get it moving. $50 million for hovercraft. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna do kickbacks. That's a lot. That adds 13k. PWR of 1.61. What do you guys target for your thrust to weight? Do you have a license for this? Yes. What do you guys go for thrust to weight then? 1.5 at least? Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, we're gonna need more. We're gonna need at least 1.3. Why do 4 of these? Why are these so tall? I don't think we need those. I think we could go with... We're gonna make sure those disconnect this time as well. Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't have the whole thing. That was just the boosters. No, this actually might work with just 2. Holy, those are big. You target 1.3 to 1.5. Okay, let me... That's 1.7. That's more than enough. This is just huge. I might have to get rid of my fins. I like my fins, but... That's good. Just low power a bit. I think so too. Okay. You want to limit the thrust to what? 1.74. If I drag it down to 80, Mr. Austin Farmer is calling me. If I go 80% on the boosters, it brings me down to 1.5. So if I go lower thrust, like what's the thrust for weight I need to not see flames on the way up? Like that's kind of the goal. I don't want to see flames on the way out of the atmosphere. Is that going to be fine? Depends on the bill, but 1.3 to 1.5 usually. Okay. So that brings us to 1.5. I think that'll be good. Okay. You guys are happy with this? I could send poor Bill. Bill or Bob? Is this Bill or Bob? Bob. Bob is not a pilot. Bob is a nerd and we're sending him to the moon alone. Different height so it looks cooler. I can see flames are going up in my 0.9 SSTO. Okay. Anything under like 1.7 doesn't heat up if I'm not mistaken. Really? That's pretty good. Maybe bigger radiators at least. Just to help manage that a little bit. I don't know how, like, does a radiator really help? Just take off the fins. Why do you guys hate fins so much? The fins are cool. Look how stupid it looks without the fin. Come on. That looks stupid. Look how good it looks with the fins. Why do you need fins on the top? Because missiles have fins on the top. And it looks cool when they have it. I do too? The fins will be there in spirit. No. Can I add little fins? Okay, I'm adding little fins. Can I add those? Give me those at least. Let me have those. Okay? Little baby fins. They do nothing. They look cool. Missiles go back down and explode, which probably isn't the goal. It's fine. Listen, I cut down on the fins. That's at least 60% less fins, okay? Missiles designed to hit planes, dude, not rockets. That's what I'm saying. They're good at flying. They're better. Listen, missiles are better at flying than planes are. You can't argue against that. Missiles fly better than planes. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. So, okay, I'm doing it. You guys ready? That's all gonna launch. Good. That breaks. That's good. That's good. Oh, this needs to be adjusted. Save. Rockets always blow up, though. They're fine. It's gonna be good. Let's see if Amy texted me. Oh yeah, we're still good. That's the scariest thought, though. You just said they only crash on purpose, but they still fly better than planes. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Ooh. We have decent SAS on this, actually. We could target normal and radial, which is nice. We might actually be able to target some. We'll see when we start moving. Okay. Ready? Go to the moon. The fins help the missiles crash. Don't logic me out of this. Don't logic me out. Just let me have one thing, okay? Okay, let's get her moving first. I'm gonna very slowly go for 45. It's not gonna go bang. I like the thrust limiters on those. I never really messed around with the thrust limits on those, and that is very nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a really, really steep orbit, but or path to start. Elon Musk can pick those up. Okay. Whoa, still a little bit in atmosphere. It's fine. I did not realize we were still in atmosphere, so we're just going to do a little rumble tumble. Listen, we've got a scientist flying the rocket. He doesn't know what he's doing. I didn't train him. He's not trained for this. Just give him a break. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. If we had bigger fins, that wouldn't have happened. Just saying. Okay. Just give Bob a break. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. How wobbly this thing. What's he? Okay. That's one thing that I modded immediately. This is unmodded, but one thing I modded immediately was that all of the joints were stronger because I didn't like wobbly space machines. Okay. Wobbly sausage. It's a little wobbly sausage. Sparks, I've accomplished putting 2 solar panels and a heat shield on my lander in 2 hours. I've done nothing. What have you been doing? What have you been doing with our funding here? Oh, that skipper is a beast. I can wait a little longer. Not quite gonna catch it. Pretty stable. Okay. Bigger fins would have made that tumble worse. I don't want to hear it. I don't think it's true. I think the fins look cool, and bigger fins would have been awesome. Holy, this thing is finicky. Almost don't even need the third stage. Honestly, this probably could get to the moon. I don't want to take it to the moon, obviously, but I don't want this to be in orbit. You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to deorbit this stage. May as well go land on the moon. Honestly, with this kit, we could land on Minmus, but I'm actually going to drop this out of orbit. Yeah, I'm really careful about not leaving space junk. $22K, it will go back. Good. Okay. So that'll fall back down. Okay. Now I have a scientist. So anything that I want to do here, I can do. So we already have like a material study and stuff, but it's still like it's 5.5. So we may as well grab it. I guess we may as well just grab all of these. Keep. That's literally none. Literally none. I could EVA maybe. Okay. We'll have the experiment take all those. Then we'll EVA and we will restore that. That's close. Okay, awesome. Space junk is fine if you don't look up. Okay. All right. Round 2. The moon round 2. Set as target. And I am a rocketeering master. I'll just have you guys know that is a 0-0 off the drive. That's right. That's right. 0-0 on launch. I know exactly where the moon is. I could do this with my eyes shut. That's not true. I'm not going to make that claim. Okay, so and that'll put us at 441. What did we do last time? 30? And we didn't skip with 30, right? $33.28. Okay, let's go a little. We ended up more like 32, but we can adjust. Okay, 31 will be okay. That'll put us at a high pass. I'd actually like to do a low pass since we have a scientist, though. So we're gonna go. Holy, we're gonna skip out of there real quick. Hi, Ultra. Is there an intelligent way to do this where we... Because that puts us behind, right? Kind of, yeah. Like that. Okay, hold on. Go in front of it. We are going to go in front of it. That passes behind though, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. That is passing in front right there. That passes in front. It pulls us around a little bit, but I bet once we get there, we can adjust. It's gonna be going so fast, dude. 75. What's low orbit for the moon? How many kilometers? 38's gonna be low orbit, right? And then that puts us in kind of a crazy orbit out of the way out, but your PE with Kerbin increases. Yeah. But that's okay. Yeah, that's like a positive gravity assist. Like, this is how we get the min-miss. I want to pass close, but I don't want to use that much energy. More speed, you think? Oh, that would get us ripping around real fast. We'd come back in so hot, though. You want to go in reverse of the moon's spin. That's probably the best. Oh, we actually hit the moon again if we do this. You say we want to hit the other side? Oh, I see. Okay. That puts us at a periapsis to the moon of 54, which is great. The only problem is we come back hard. I want to soften that out a little bit. How do I unfocus the moon? Okay, that's fine. More speed, probably. Just brake at the moon. We'll have lots of delta V. We can burn at the moon. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hit the moon at 30 and then we'll adjust then. And yeah, that uses only 868, which is great. Okay. That's awesome. And the SAS on this goofy little Octo actually can do this. You can soften the angle at the moon. Okay, we're going to do that then. This is one thing I never really messed around with. I just kind of used raw power for a lot of this stuff typically. But I always wanted to do the gravity stuff. Perfect. You need 600 dV to circularize at high orbit and come back. 600? We're pushing it. We're pushing it, if that's the case. But we'll play it once we get to the moon. We'll play around with it and see what we need to. Are you going late tonight? Holy, it's 7:24. We're still going? Yeah, I guess so. Just waiting for Amy to get home. Sometimes I'll just go till Amy gets home. we'll see what this looks like when we actually get it. Space planes are the thing you need to start planning the missions for real. I don't like space planes. I like doing everything with rocketry. I messed around with space planes a little bit, but I don't like landing them. Like, maybe I'm bad at landing, but the game always feels janky when it comes to landing planes. And so I think I just kind of like gave up on them a little bit. Okay, here we go. That looks good. All right. So let's teleport to here. And then we will run all of our science. This is going to be a massive science mission, to be honest. If we get this back home. That's probably high orbit. Oh, it really wants us to warp to this spot. Okay, we will do it. All right, so crew report. In space, high over Kerbin. Yes, we're good. All right, so let's run these. 15... 37, that's big. Oh, I have pressure data from here? Oh yeah, from the last mission. And then we'll EVA. Might have an EVA report from this already. I do not. Collect all. EVA again, and we'll just reset those. KSP is a poor game for simulating lifting body physics. That's why the base game shuttle needs cannons, and landing is a bit janky. Yeah, the landing always kind of stopped me from doing more with it. Uh-oh. Can't reach this. I don't think I'll need to. Oh my god, I don't have an EVA pack. I've got a parachute on. Oh. No, my EVA pack is underneath. Oh, I panicked a little bit. I thought I only had a parachute and no EVA pack. I was like, if I let go, I'm gone forever. Okay. Bob is the hero we needed. I agree. Bob is the hero we needed. I don't mean either, Crash. I wasn't expecting to stream this late either, but I do not mind. I read TikTok chat sometimes, but yeah, you're right. I'm definitely better for Twitch chat. Okay. Let's get to the encounter and then see how we do. Because we need a reading from high over the moon. So right after we, well, yeah, because I guess we lost it on the last one. That'll count. Okay. And then we could play around with other stuff here too. So we lost this. 50 science. Easy. We lost goo. And I think we had stuff like the crew report. And I think we managed to keep temps. I don't know where I put them. Yeah, we managed to keep those as well. And we probably kept the EVA data, but I gotta go out anyway, so. Select all. How come you're still streaming? I don't know. Literally just because I'm having fun, to be honest with you. Okay, there we go. Those are both reset. Okay, now we can get close to the moon. So now we can play around with maneuvers a little bit to get back as cheaply as possible. I'm guessing we want to burn the opposite direction after the moon, right? I guess we could do it before. That brings us to 83. $102. I'm a little nervous about passing too close to the moon, but no such thing. 42. You put a transmitter on this one? No, I just store it. Do we want to land the same way? We should be able to handle the heat if we land the same way, right? Like hit it at 30. Maybe we hit it at 35 today instead, because 30 was intense. Oh, that's 7. 23, 29, 30, 32, 33, 37, too far. 34, 6. You go 6 kilometers above the moon because there's no atmosphere. Why 6 kilometers? Is that the highest mountain? Past at 32, I think will be good. We'll hit that maneuver in. Get close to it. The 4-second burn time. Thinking of getting this game, is it good? How big is the learning curve? It's good. The learning curve is intense. The learning curve is a lot. You could, it's one of those games where you could brute force it and just see if you can figure it out yourself, but it would be a lot more fun to learn how it works instead. Yeah. For 1 second. Be pretty precise with that. 34.6. Okay. That's good. Need to be an actual rocket scientist? You don't need to be, but you'll feel like one after. Which is good. Severe brain usage? For the learning part, yes. Eventually it gets very like you kind of do it on autopilot. Like even today, like I'm learning new things today. I've been playing this game for years and I was kind of always intimidated by like gravity assists and stuff like that. But chat's teaching me that today. So even 10 years later, I'm still learning stuff, which is like my favorite part about the game. It depends on your like current knowledge base of rocketry, right? So like for somebody with a moderate background in like physics, probably not an intense learning curve, but for somebody who's looking at all of this stuff for the first time, like we talked to, I don't know if Handbrake's still here. Handbrake was surprised that we should be ejecting like spare mass. Like he was, that was the first time he found out that you should drop your boosters yesterday. So if you're at that point, I would call the learning curve relatively intense. Oh, you think Tarkov? So Tarkov was easier for me to learn because I knew more about like firearms than I knew about rockets. And so I actually found Tarkov easier to learn at that point. There's still stuff in Tarkov that you just have to learn from Tarkov, but I had an easier time getting into that game than I did this originally. It kind of depends where you're coming from, right? We'll take those. We are going to collect all. We have all the data in here. I don't know how much science is in there, but how many fails did I miss? Everybody's lived. We had a crash landing, but everybody has survived. There are things in KSP that you will not know or be able to guess without somebody telling you. Correct. That's true. I would actually say that's true with Tarkov as well, just because it's a relatively poorly designed game. Like some of the gameplay aspects and the story aspects are poorly designed, and it's basically not playable without either like a Sherpa or like at least looking up where extracts are. Like the extract going in for the first time and an extract being ZB011, like you're never gonna figure that out, right? I don't think is a very well-designed part of the game, but that's okay. I play anyways. Orbital mechanics are just not intuitive. That's true. That's true. Probably before you know anything about orbits, you think you just point at the moon and you fly in that direction, right? You did crash into a pond with a rover. I did crash into the pool with the rover. I forgot about that. It's just like a really peaceful moment. I'm just enjoying the music and the moon flyby. It's just very, I love the music that plays in this game. I have a playlist on Spotify specifically for KSP, and it's just like a lot of similar stuff, but I've done my military service and an airplane engineer. So I think, Mr. E, you might have like a specifically exceptional starting point for both of those things. So you probably don't have the average experience for either Tarkov or Kerbal Space Program. I think you have a very different starting point than basically anybody else getting into either of those games. Yeah, that's interesting. That would have been fun to see you learn those games for the first time, though. What are you drinking? A blue slush Alani. I've been going through all the Alani flavors. You've been looking at getting this game? It's so much fun, dude. 4,000 hours of War Thunder, 4,000 in Tarkov, 2K in Kerbal. Holy, you know your games, that's for sure. I don't think I have that many hours in anything except League of Legends, embarrassingly, but that was in high school, so. All right, should we send her back? I'm de-stressing from this experience. I think it might be time to go back. Sometimes think about it this way. Your goal is to get going fast enough. You fall around the world instead of into it. That's true. That's fundamentally what you're doing. But that concept is a lot for somebody who's never heard that sentence before, right? Okay. So we're going to hit it at 35. We're going fast. What if we slow down? That'd absolutely mess up our periapsis, wouldn't it? I mean, we could slow down a little bit closer, but like we're hitting that hard, dude. I put 22 hours in Mind Mogul in 2 days. Mind Mogul's good though, dude. When I start to play Tarkov with players who now have above 10k hours, I know if you got into Tarkov late, like the early days of Tarkov where everyone was kind of learning and the guides were still getting generated was magic. Now that the cheaters have picked up a lot and the skill, like the average player skill has gone up an insane amount, I do find PvP a little exhausting. They added PvE like just in time for me, to be honest with you. I mostly play that now. I saw real someone playing this game and they made something that launched rockets like missiles with Jeb at the tip. What? That's awesome. It was 100 times better back then. I do agree, but PvE has revived it for me. I do remember playing like with friends back in the early days and it was incredible. PvE has kind of gave me that feeling back for Tarkov. So I like it. And I know the hackers are bad. I never had too much of an issue with hackers. There was a time, a couple of months where it was bad, but I think the skill ceiling just got so high for not having 10,000 hours in the game, you know? And I don't want to play it for 10,000 hours. SPT, wait, PvE over SPT? What's SPT? Oh, the mod? I hear the mod is fantastic. I haven't tried it. I'm going to play through PvE vanilla before I do any modding. I'm trying to play through all of Tarkov PvE career and missions. I mean, the missions I'm trying to do it all without a guide, basically. So I'm trying to do at least the main career without a guide. Unfortunately, I've been playing long enough that I know most of the side missions, but I want to play through all of the story with no guides. I'm having a good time with it so far. The side missions aren't really possible to do. There's a few that you do actually need a guide for. I mean, you could, again, something you could brute force, but not spending 10,000 hours to accidentally find a key to a mission, you know? Didn't even know Tarkov had a story or PvE. It does now. That came out with 1.0. Only thing is SPT isn't in 1.0. Oh, interesting. I mean, the only exciting part about 1.0, I think, is the missions rework. I don't really care about the balancing and stuff, especially if you're doing it in SPT. Like, who cares if it's not in 1.0? I think the game is still perfectly fine. All right, should we drop this? I guess we'll wait a little bit to drop this can. Don't spoil the story for me. I haven't played it yet. What do you want to drop it on? the lights are still on there. That's awesome. We're going in dark too. We are. Damn. Okay, here we go. See if we can do it. That's a little too close. I should have spun it. It's freaking me out how close it is. Oh god, it's gonna explode like in front of us, dude. We're hitting this one actually really fast now. Whoa! No! Plate's holding up, about 25 points down. Did you see the fins explode first? Well, yeah, the fins aren't for this part. Don't hit it. I got no control over that now. We're hitting what we're hitting. 35 points down on the plate. I've got a buddy really into Tarkov. He's told me about how it's a pain to learn. Play with that buddy and you'll have a great time learning Tarkov. If you try and learn Tarkov reading guides and watching videos and stuff like that, it's gonna be terrible. If you get that friend to Sherpa you into Tarkov, you'll have a fantastic time. I learned it alongside a friend and we had a great time with it. So we learned it at about the same pace and we had a great time. But trying to learn it solo, I think would be pretty rough. Pin the plate with the box so you can keep it up then for everyone to see. Pin the plate. That's a good idea. I feel like I learned so many quality of life tricks from you guys. I never use any of this stuff. I just kind of fumble my way through it. That was smart. Heatsink. I don't think we have... Oh, do we have one? We do not have a radiator. Is it heatsink a thing? I don't have a radiator. I'm just gonna tank it. It's all good. Bloop, thank you for the hydrate. Getting your money worth out of the heat shield? Yeah. I'm realizing how much... How beefy the heat shields actually are, though. Because I don't usually entry this way. I usually slow myself down a lot. But this makes me realize how much more efficient I can be with these rockets. Hi, Homer. I learned KSP from Scott Manley when I was in high school. So it's a different game back then. Also, same. I mean, anybody who played on release was learning from Scott. Anybody who plays now should learn from Scott, for that matter. Okay, I don't know what's below us. I don't think there's any land below us, but we'll see. I popped those a little bit early. I don't even know where we are. We're just hanging out in the dark now. Scott Manley made so many engineers. Do you think so? I'd like to poll engineers and see. Yeah, they're still great. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, for those, I know we've got a lot of people asking about how to learn this game. Scott Manley was a content creator for this early on. He's probably the perfect person to learn from. They're still up on YouTube. You could have slowed down before ejecting your engine. We could have. It should have probably. I was kind of testing the limits of both this setup and the heat shield though. Holy parachute. You got a parachutes on there, Chet? We're gonna go backwards. We're gonna go back up. These parachutes are gonna deploy and I'm gonna go back into orbit. Mike Abbin is good for modern videos. Okay, I've just been like, since I figured out how to get into orbit, I think the last thing I ever looked up was how to dock two things together, and then after that, I didn't need any more help. You just figured it out after that. Oh, we're past the burning up stage, that's for sure. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with hitting the ground, though. Okay, so we know the capsule has a higher impact tolerance than the heat shield. Heat shield has a tolerance of 9, capsule has a tolerance of 50. So now we can drop this. There it goes. Okay, I gotta cut some parachutes. This looks so stupid. We're gonna drop those drogue chutes. We'll let those go. And I'll keep the big ones. I should have done 3 of these. Those would look sick. Whoa, that technically lifted off? Okay. Don't attach your parachutes to a battery, I guess, because holy, we're going 4 meters per second. Not even moving, dude. I could probably cut some more parachutes, right? So we'd be okay with just the 1 parachute. We don't need those ones on the side. What is going on there? That can't be good. Learning how to calculate the orbit for 3 satellites so there's no black spots. Black spots for probes is something Mike teaches it in 15 minutes. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I would always just send them up there manually and figure them out. I also use the like the communication network. That's such a fun way to play. But this time we've been doing it with all astronauts. We actually haven't done any probes yet. I kind of like it. There we go. EVA. I'm going to tip it over. Drop the S. Oh, it actually wants to sit like that. Oh, hey, this is a new place. Oh, no, it's not. All right, let's pull her back. See what we got. I mostly play with the probes first mod. Does that force you to do probes before you send up an astronaut? That's kind of sick. 359, baby. We're rich. We are rich. Oh my God. What do we do at 359 science? I'm liking this very astronaut forward way that we're playing. I kind of want to go straight to the Mark III command pod if we can. I think that would be really cool. Gonna be 160 science, but I like it. I like it. We're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna get that one first. Now we have 200 left. I don't want to set up a research base in the Arctic. I think that would be fun as well. So we could do advanced exploration might be nice. We get the container module from that too. Cargo storage, but I'm still, oh, I want those fairings, right? We need the fairings. And then I guess propulsion systems, but really not going to use that yet. Maybe the EVA experiments kit and the GOOB monitor. Yeah, we'll do it like that. That sounds good. Oh my God, what a ride. That was a blast. There's a 1 minute 30-second TikTok vid I've seen once for a perfect relay network. In a minute and 30 seconds for a perfect relay network? Could you send that to the Discord by any chance? I would love to see that. Who's making, I've seen a few pieces of content on TikTok for Kerbal. That I should probably look more into if we're going to play more of this. Do you guys want to play more of this over the next like week or so? Like how are we feeling about Kerbal? I am up late, Chris. You got it. Of course, I'm asking the people who are here. I should probably ask the people who are not here. If you're still here, you probably like this game. 3 hours after we're supposed to end stream. All right, fair enough. Well, chat, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to go raid out. This was a blast. I'm so happy you guys wanted to play Kerbal with me because I was actually thinking about getting back into this game. But it's actually way more fun to play with you guys. And I'm learning a lot, which is awesome. Lazarus, thank you for the follow. And welcome in. To those of you who are new to the stream, welcome in. Sometimes when we go way off category like this, we meet a bunch of new people. So thank you guys so much for your help. And welcome to the stream. I hope you're not too disappointed with our usual streaming stuff, which is usually trucks and tractors and stuff like that. But good to have you guys. I want more rockets that blow up. Okay, I'll try and blow up more rockets. That sounds good.